Happy Friday, everybody.
Happy Friday.
Welcome to our first reaction video for Final Fantasy Fan Festival 2021 around the world. This is a tremendous event that Faye and I have participated in, watching the live streams of the different worldwide conventions since 2017, I believe. So,
Yeah.
this year, because of COVID, they're doing all three fan festivals in
Lunch.
in a video tour per se, and giving us all the same information we would get from watching it or being there. And it looks like it's starting. That or they're playing with it.
Yep.
So join us for the adventure, hop in chat, and we'll see what happens.
Yep. What happened?
We also have some people in the Discord, so if it sounds like Faye's talking to ghosts, they're not ghosts, they're actual people.
They are people. I promise. Well, as close as I know that they talk. I can hear you. I can hear you. Yep, I can hear you too. The only person that can't hear you guys is Kate. And the streaming and the YouTube audience when they come up, yeah. Nope, you're not on the video. That's why Kale muted you guys. And now they get to watch me eating Cheetos because I forgot.
I'm eating my bagel bites.
Like, I wanted a Cheeto. So it looked like they were getting ready to start, and then it just went flops.
Well, they technically have a minute. That or
You
Kale
can't
might
see
need to
chat.
refresh.
There
I
you
saw
go.
we exist. I can see that.
Got a countdown? How come I don't see?
There's no countdown.
Oh, we had to refresh, she said. I
Hello.
refresh. Oh, yep, there's countdown. There we go. Oh. Yep, I'm buffering now too. Not just you. Yeah, it buffered for a moment. Ooh. Starting, it's 9. It's 9.
One of the disembodied voices made it past before I got a chance to mute them.
Oh, it's okay.
Love the music.
The final days were upon us. The fabric of the star had begun to fray, its land rent by tooth and claw.
Show off that stage crazy.
Are you all right?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna like Sage.
Look after myself, you know. And I've had enough of this ride.
As the chaos spread, the star seemed doomed to unravel. And yet, there were
I'm gonna guess Justinian and her now pass.
defiance of that fate.
That little turd. Yeah. I don't think you'll get a mid dragon, but he's dream. It looks like a lunar whale. On fire.
But will our heroes deign to play their part? You took your time. 'Tis as we feared. The respite afforded this land was but fleeting. The end draweth nigh.
What it looks like. What it looks like. Wow, we gotta go there. Yeah. Old Charlian laying.
I knew it. This star still has secrets to tell. Take care, my friend.
So, Charlian would keep its counsel while the world is lost to ruin.
It would. Come what may, we shall live on. We must.
Do as you must then, but we scions will fight until the heavens fall, until our last breath.
Yeah. I see it. He may cry. He may cry either way.
Past the far edge of fate.
That was a Chinese dragon.
Green blades dark and light. Tolling the
Or demon. That kind of looked like a dragon.
So Paladin is in the limelight again.
Paladin is in the limelight again.
The moon!
Wow. Possibly. Possibly.
So what are the disembodied voices saying?
Is that a Star Destroyer? Fall 2021.
Is
Oh,
this
they always have so
craziness?
cool. They have such a cool intros.
We're Japanese, so even the stage has to be awesome.
Yes.
They really know how to manipulate light and sound. That
Yes, they do.
there's no denying it. Yoshi
And he
P
comes
walks
out
out
in
with
it.
a scythe.
Oh, yes. Yay!
A mask. That is wild. I'm so happy.
Kael is happy, happy, happy.
They can hear me, can't they?
Oh, they probably can. Yeah, they can hear you.
That's wild looking. I'm excited.
Yeah, they'll show it, so we'll get to see a little bit of it at least.
Yoshi P and his cosplays.
皆さんこんにちは。ファイナルファンタジー14プロデューサー兼ディレクターの吉田です。うわ、コメントすごい。ありがとうございます。
Barely.
皆さんようこそお越しくださいました。そ
Thank
して
you,
ファイ
lifting
ナル
it.
ファンタジー14ファンフェスティバル2021アラウンドザワールド、開始していきたいと思います。Welcome everyone and thank you for watching Final Fantasy XIV Fan Festival 2021 around the world.
His English has gotten so much better.
Yes, his English has gotten so much better.
Oh,
We're watching.
gee.
Oh,
His
jeez.
English speaking crutch.
Yep.
Hello everyone, my name is Michael Christopher Koji Fox. I am the localization supervisor on Final Fantasy XIV, and today I will be Yoshi P's English voice for the keynote. So let's begin!
さあ、ファンフェス開始は僕の基調講演からなんですけど、まずここ YouTube どうですか皆さん。まだコージーって言ってるな。
Alright, so we're going to take a look at some of the comments from people from around the world. Let's take a look at YouTube first.
おお、すごい。もう読めないな、早すぎて。
It's too quick, can't even read it.
すごい、ものすごいスピードになった。
Yep.
Going even faster now.
さあ、ここはですね、ニコニコです。ニコニコ動画。
ニコニコ動画。
Nico Nico Doga.
草刈り吉田って書いてあるな。
Oh wow, that's for cutting grass?
さあ、どうでしょうね。ニコニコの皆さんおはようございます。
Good morning everybody on Nico Nico.
もう吉田しかなくて、画面が見えないですね。
Yoshida, screen's filled.
さあ、こちらは Twitch です。Twitch
And
の皆
here
さんおはようござい
We
ます。
have our Twitch feed. Good morning everyone watching on Twitch.
今回ね、ファンフェス
Good morning.
残念ながら、コロナ禍の影響
It's
で
morning
ですね
there, apparently.
It's like 9 p.m. here.
Yeah.
になってしまって、今日デジタルという形で全世界配信で行こうと思ってます。
We would really would have liked to have had this fan festival today in front of fans here to this wonderful arena, but because of the coronavirus pandemic, we've had to make it all digital, but that has allowed us to basically stream to everyone around the world.
ただその分だけですね、こうやってコメント、プレイヤーの皆さんと直接
No.
やり取りをしながら、このファンフェス2日間お届け
What
して
am
い
I
きたいと
missing?
思って
Why
ま
aren't
す。
they
どうぞよろし
typing?
くお願いします。
We like to use
And,
the comments from
and if
everyone
there was
watching.
an
We've got
actual
these
audience in
screens up here so we can see everybody's comments, and we'd like
Oh,
to use
no.
those
Oh, you
throughout
wouldn't.
the keynote and the festival so that you guys can participate with
let me
us.
do this.
それでは早速基調講演スタートしていこうと思うんですが、
So we'd like to start off now with our first.
You realize you can
presentation of the
unmute me,
night,
Faye.
the keynote
Oh, this
address.
is true.
この基調講演ではですね、僕がこの衣装を着るために、こ
Or
の
at
数
least
ヶ
I think
月涙ぐましい努力
We
を
shall
して
see.
きたその過程をです
That's
ね、
better.
2時間に
Then
わ
I
たっ
can hear
て
you.
お届けしたいと
Your
思います。
questions.
So for this keynote address, we'd like to spend the next 2 hours talking about how I had to go on a very rigorous diet for the past 2 months to be able to fit into this.
えって言ってるみんな。
Everyone's kind of like, what? What?
Yoshi, you're
そんな
ridiculous.
のいいから
We love you.
拡張の話しろよって感じですね。
So you want us to talk about the expansion, not the diet.
では早速、冗談はさておき、もちろんこの基調講演でお話しするのは次なる拡張パッケージ
So freaking gorgeous.
の話になります。
All right, and so the focus of this keynote address is going to be almost solely on content for the next expansion, Endwalker.
では最初のセクションね、当然この衣装気になってると思うので、
So probably everyone is wondering, what is it I'm wearing? Well, it's time.
Oh, here we go. It's gonna
New
start with the
jobs.
job.
早速
Yes.
新たなジョブからお届けしていこうと思います。
All right, so let's learn about the second job in the Endwalker expansion.
園芸士っていうコメントをね、見るんですけど、園芸士はすでに実装されてますからね。
So it's you're going to be using that to cut grass. Another disciple of the land? No, we already have one of those.
あとはね、日本のコミュニティではね、相変わらずね、力士、相撲レスラーはまだか。
Right, and then of course the Japanese community really wants a sumo wrestler.
と巨大な鎌を持った回しを締めた吉田が出てくるんじゃ
And
ないか
so
って
yeah,
書い
so
てあった。
they're expecting everyone to come out in just the mawashi, all naked, holding a giant scythe.
まあさすがにね、僕が着れるかどうかでジョブ決めてるわけじゃないですけど。
Yeah, but it's not whether I can wear the costume or not. That's not how we decide on the job.
先ほど公開になったフルトレーラー、こちらで、登場してましたが、ゼノスが、ね、僕と同じく鎌を持ってました。行月のフィナーレではゼノスがどうやらこのジョブにジョブチェンジするようです。
So in that trailer that you just watched, the full-length trailer, the extended trailer, we saw that Xenos also was in a similar outfit with a similar weapon. So yes, for Endwalker, it is Xenos who has changed jobs.
さて世界中でですね、
Nice.
ジョブの予想が行われていて、ネクロマンサーに始まって、なんかものすごい深読みからテンプルナイトじゃないかっていうのもね出てましたね。
He's
So
laughing
there
at the
have
people
been
who
a lot
thought
of
it was
different
Temple
predictions,
Knight.
from players around the world on what the next job would be. First, Necromancer, and then people started really reading into it and throwing out things such as Temple Knight.
さてその気になるジョブ
He
名で
did
す
that on
が、
purpose.
お伝えしていきたいんですが、その前にもうさっさと動画をご覧いただきましょう。
And so, the actual name of the job is what you're all dying to know. But first, we have for you some exclusive world premiere footage.
I love it.
That's so Yoshi.
Like you want. I'm gonna show you what they do first. Oh no,
Oh,
buffering.
buffer! No!
Oh, look at that.
It's a necromancer. With a skill like that. That or it's a Shikigami.
They always show it as a girl. Oh, look at that prettiness. Pretty flashiness.
I'm gonna love it. You sure I can't change my main?
If you love it that much and you're not gonna complain about Lancer anymore, then maybe. Oh my goodness, yes you can. That was just too
Reaper
cool.
form.
Why? You're still buffering?
Wow. That's the V pose?
Yep.
Reaper.
Yep,
I
that's
was
what you said.
freaking right.
Woo!
新たなジョブの名前をリーパーと言います。
And so, the second job in Endwalker is the two-handed scythe-wielding Reaper.
It looks cool.
ですかね。
Let's take a look at some comments.
まあちょっとねラグがあるからねまだ見てたりする。
So cool.
Sorry if I blew out your eardrums there, guys.
ああ。
They can hear you, Faye.
見えますね。
I know.
You just felt like typing?
Well, but coffee's not.
Oh,
there.
true. People who are not in the Discord cannot hear them.
吉田さっきの鎌を回すアクションしろみたいなのありますか？
Someone has commented that asked Yoshida to spin the scythe like was done in the video that we just saw. Can you do that, please?
ちょっとね48歳の非化戦おじさんにはちょっと難しいです。
It's a little bit
The
difficult
V
for a
pose,
40-year-old
Yoshi.
Warrior of Light.
やれてせいぜいこのポーズぐらいは。
He can do the pose though.
すいません調子に乗りました。
Sorry about that.
さて、
He's gonna bang himself in the head with that scythe yet,
で
though.
すが、これまでのファイナルファンタジーシリーズに登場してないファイナルファンタジー14完全オリジナルのジョブになります。
So, as you have already probably noticed, this is a completely original job that you won't find in any other Final Fantasy, only in Final Fantasy XIV.
So
ちょっと
two
そちらを
original.
見ていき
Oh
ま
no.
しょう。
Let's take a look
Original
at
weapon and original job.
ゼノスがプレイヤーの皆さん英雄光の戦士と再戦を夢見て渇望したのがこの武器。
It looks really cool.
I'm
ね
excited.
王様のようです。
Hey, I get a pet class.
As we know,
Yes.
Xenos has been longing for a battle with the Warrior of Light, and this is the job and the weapon, the scythe, that he took up to do so.
ゼノスがこの武器を握るのはこの後リリースが予定されているパッチ 5.55、黎明の使徒パート2になるようです。
And Xenos
Did
will
it
take up
finish
that scythe
buffering?
in the second
Fire?
half of the Death Unto Dawn series,
Oh, good.
patch 5.55.
それではですね、リーパーどんなジョブであるのかほんの少しではありますがご紹
I'll
介
have to go
して
back
いく
and
こ
watch
と
it.
にし
Yeah,
ましょう。
it looks
All right,
really
so we
cool.
want to talk
You'll love
today
it.
a little bit about what the Reaper job entails.
出てるよね。
Right? Yeah.
ハットがね、
あ
まぶかいんでね、
Let's see.
It's hard to see with the
見えない
hat.
ですよね。
Okay, it's on the screen.
ちょっとスクリーンの返し見ながらになるんで、ちょっと下向き気味ですけど、ご容赦ください。
Okay, I'm going to be using the screens up here in front to check out. So if I'm looking down, it's just because I'm looking at the.
まず、ロール
Play
ですね。
DPS.
All right,
Hi.
so first off, we're going to look at the roll.
ロールは以前お伝えした通り、近接物理 DPS、メレ DPS になります。
And this is like we mentioned at the announcement showcase. It's going to be melee DPS.
装備枠はですね、竜騎士と同じ、区分になります。
All right, the melee armor subclass will be the same as
Yep.
Dragoon.
Aiming.
続いてメインウェポンです。こちらは今僕も持って
Two-handed
ます
scythe.
この両手釜サイズ
So
が
happy.
メイン
You
武器と
don't
なり
even
ます。
know. I've been
And its
waiting for
primary
a
means of
slice
dealing
combat
damage
in
is
Final
the two-handed
Fantasy
scythe.
since
重たいです
10.
ねこれ。
It's very heavy.
そして続いて対応クラスです。でこちら対応クラスは
Fire class none,
最近エクス
because
パンション
yeah,
で
they don't do
リリースさ
that
れたことが
anymore.
同じ対応クラスは存在
I'm
しま
surprised
せ
they
ん。
even put that on there now.
And as is the case with most of our recent job releases, there is no corresponding class.
使用の条件ですが、行月のフィナーレの権利を所持していることと、いずれかのジョブがレベル70になっていること
You
の
still have your
2つが
70
条件
maiming
となって
gears.
ます。
I
Right, and
rebought
there's
my
two ways
70
to
Skaven
be able
gear.
to- or there's two things you have to do to be able to play the Reaper. That's first you must have the Endwalker expansion, and second, you must have at least one job that is already at level 70.
The level
Start
70
it.
start.
そうなってくるとですね、初期レベル、
Get
初期レベ
started.
ルは70からスタートとなります。
And the starting level will be level 70.
さて、トレーラーね、ちらっと映像見てもらって、
There's gonna
ど
be
ん
so
なね
many Reapers. It's not even
Yeah,
gonna
there
be
are.
funny.
どんなイメージなのか気になると思うので、バトルのイメージ
Yeah.
にもちょっと触れていきましょう。
All right, and so in
Right.
the video that you just saw, you got to see the
I
Reaper in
may
action.
still main
So we'll
Dragoon
touch a little bit upon
and then
how the
secondary
Reaper actually
Reaper.
fights in battle.
まず基本的にリーパーは
Rocky
ダイナミッ
said
ク
I
な
can't change my main yet.
物理攻撃を得意としています。
And so as you saw, because this is a
They
melee
probably are
DPS
gonna
character,
rock
they
these.
have a very dynamic style of attack.
この両手釜による直接的な
He said
攻撃が
yes.
主なダメージリソースです。
So the main source of damage is going to be coming from the side.
そしてですね、ちょっとここからが特徴的なんですが、
So from here is where we get a little bit unique.
An avatar from the void.
ファイナルファンタジー14の世界でよく耳にする
He wants
異界
to
ボ
try
イド
that
と
out.
いう
No,
単語
maiming is mine.
なんとこのリーパー、その異界ボイドから
I'll even give you back
力を取り出すや
Gunbreaker.
やダークサイドなイメージの能力を持ってます。
So a distinctive feature of this job is that it can call upon the power of the lifeless world you hear about so much in Final Fantasy
Everybody
XIV,
can try
the
it.
Void.
Just can't main,
そしてそこから
right?
アバターと呼ばれる、存在を
Does
刺
he
激
just mean
し
a
て、その能力を使っていきます。
And not only can
Can
Reapers
serve
wield
as a
the Void's
host for their
power, but
avatar.
they can also temporarily channel the power of a Void Scent into their bodies and use that power as their own. A Void Scent avatar.
先ほど動画にもありました。実はそのアバターを自己に吸収して、その能力をまとって戦うというのが非常に大きな特徴となってます。
And so one of the biggest gameplay things is going to be about channeling that Void Sense power and using that power in the battle, like you saw in the mini trailer.
Yep.
新たなジョブ体験を皆様にお届けするというコンセプトで、開発進んでおります。
We created this job really trying to create something that was very unique
Definitely
and original
unique.
to this job and like
Freaking
unlike anything
gorgeous.
that you've seen in any other jobs.
Awesome.
そして気になるですね、ジョブクエスト、スタートはこちら、ウルダハからになりま
Job
す。
quests are
And so
planned
the
to
job
start in
quests
Ulda.
will be starting from
You
Ulda.
have to go to Ulda to get it.
で
Just-
すので、
Just like
行月のフィナーレ
Stormblood
リリース直後、もう俺はリ
You
ーパーで
Ulda.
進めていくぞ
No,
と
we're
いう
stationed out of
方は
Ulda,
です
so we
ね
don't mind.
リリース直前にウルダハでログアウトして
But it
い
makes
くこと
sense
も
because they
おすす
put
め
Gunbreaker in
And so for those of you who want to be one of the
Fredonia.
first people in the
actually, what
world
would
to
make
play
sense?
Reaper,
Well, they
make
put
sure
Dancer
that,
and
before the
Limsa,
release
They
of
put Dancer and
before the
Limsa.
release
but
of
both
Endwalker,
Samurai
log out
and
for
Red Mage were Ulda.
さて、簡単ではありま
But
すけど、
Ulda seems to be like
リー
the
パー
biggest
の
hub.
紹介を軽くさせてい
You're
た
gonna
だき
get
ま
so
した
fried
の
with
で、
those dark outfits in there.
それを踏まえてですね、もう一度動画をご覧いただこうと思います。そうすればね、ちょっとイメージも湧きやすいのかなと思います。ぜひご注目ください。
All right, so that was just a little taste of what the Reaper job is like. We will have some more information for you at a later date. But today, let's take one more look at
Ooh,
the video.
one more look
with
at
all
the
that we've
video.
just heard in
Woot.
mind. Play the video.
Offer too much this time.
Almost looks like Gimlet Dark, to be honest.
Does.
Wonder if she's gonna be our NPC.
Probably. I think they usually show the end. I remember the Red Mage when they showed it was a male Mikatai, so.
This is so me, though. I love it. In my Crypt Lurkers gear, that's gonna look phenomenal.
That's what Helsing is trying to do in face cam. Maybe
It's a shame
yes.
he didn't choose a melee class to do it.
That's pretty much what the Reaper job looks like.
優しい武器スタンドがある今回。
Oh, somebody brought out a stand for my very, very heavy side.
ちょっ
I
と
was wondering when he's going to put that down.
Get a
Right?
sip of water.
Oh crap! More disembodied voices that I haven't muted.
It's very hot in this costume.
Should warn me.
いいんですよ。ちょっと待ってくださいね。
How are they gonna? Will they talk?
開いてなかった。よいしょ。
I don't know.
熱々。
So hot.
すごいな。コメントで吉田アバターとアバターに表示してもらってって言われてる。
Next
so
time we
they
do
want
this,
an
I'll just
avatar
make
to
a
come to-
panel.
Should I be the avatar and come to
Everyone but
Yoshi?
us is muted.
ちょっとね、
Like this? Like this?
ああ、ソーシャルディスタンス
Social distancing? Okay.
アバター控室にちょっと黙っててっつって置いてきちゃったんで。
So he left his avatar back in the green room behind the stage.
はい、14オリジナルジョブとなるリーパーですが、早く使ってみたいと思っていただけると幸いです。
All right, I know you all are looking forward to this job and really want to play it. We have to wait until the release, so please look forward to it.
Always, please look forward to
続
it.
いてはちょっとストーリーについておさらいしておこ
He
う
just
と思い
added
ま
a
す。
stage
All
channel
right,
to.
next we'd like to move on to the story of Endwalker.
2月の新情報発表会でもお伝えしましたが、惑星ハイデリンを、
Black of Night
巡る物語、新生オールゼアから行月のフィナーレまでで、日と月を一周してちょうどハイデリンゾディアーク編完結を迎えることになります。
And so, as I mentioned
Another
in
person.
the previous announcement showcase, Endwalker will bring us full circle in this tale of Hydaelyn that began with a realm.
I don't
Reborn
see
and
another
ended with
person yet.
Endwalker.
Oh, coffee
行
came in.
月の
Did
物
yourself.
語は 6.0 で、
I got it.
6.3
I
ま
got
で
her.
ではなくて 6.0 までで全ての
I
物語
don't know how to create a
完
stage,
結を
so
迎え
I'll
ま
look
す。
it up later.
And as mentioned before, the story will completely wrap up in 6.0, not 6.1, 2, or 3, but in 6.0.
Sorry, guys.
結果ですね、ものすごいボリュームになってしまってます。
And because of that, it means there's a lot of content in 6.0.
ただですね、もちろん、そ
No,
れによってね、ファイナル
we're taking a whole week off.
14が終わってしまうわけではありません。
However, this does not mean in any way that Final Fantasy XIV is ending.
僕自身もですね、吉田もですね、ファイナルファンタジー14ライフワークとして、その後もですね、パッチ 6.1 から新しい物語とともに開発と運営を続けてまいります。
Because I myself consider Final Fantasy XIV to be my life's work, I plan to continue working on both service and development well beyond 6.0. And so, from patch 6.1, we'll be starting a brand new story separate from the Hydaelyn and Zodiac story.
はい、続いて進めていきましょう。まあ皆さんの多くはですね、すでにパッチ 5.5、黎明の使徒パート1のメインストーリーご覧になっていることかと思います。
So, probably most of you watching today have already played part 1 of Death Unto Dawn, patch 5.5.
しかし革新にいよいよ行月の、ね、方へ差し掛かるのは当然パート2からになります。
However, it's part 2 where you're going to start really getting into the thick of things.
あら、まだ申請やってるわっていう
Or
コメントを見
MSQ?
ましたね、今。
Wait a minute. Somebody was saying they're still on Realm Reborn in the comments.
もしまだ今 パッチ5.5まで行ってないよとか、まだグレの途中だよとかいう方はですね、2つちょっと検討してほしくて。
Okay, so if there's any of you out there who have not played through 5.5 yet, or 5.5 yet, yes.
もちろん見てほしいんですよ。すごい見てほしいんですけ
We
ど、
want you to watch the keynote, of course,
ネタバレすごいんで、
but there are a lot of spoilers, so
ちょっとクリアしてから見るか、今日見た
There are a
後、
few spoilers, so
頭ぶつけ
This is
て記憶を
definitely
消
gonna
す
be
か
chock-full.
so
Chock full
we
of
want you to
spoilers.
either maybe, refrain from watching some of the key parts today and watch it at another date, or maybe watch it today and then maybe hit your head against a wall and just forget everything that you saw today so you can focus.
Yes, Yoshi.
ちょっと
Yes.
自己防衛に努めていただけると助かります。
Yeah, but please
I
be
love it.
careful. Don't really hit your head.
さあ、その、先ほどご覧いただいたトレーラー、そして、パッチ 5.5 のメインクエストでも気になる都市の名前が出てきてましたね。
But as for where the journey in Endwalker will take us, an interesting name came up in patch 5.5, didn't it?
今回、皆さん、光の戦士がメインシナリオで、月へ向かいますよというお話をしましたが、その前に拠点となるべき場所がこちらになります。
So we did talk about how players will be going to the moon in Endwalker, but before you go to the moon, you'll be working from here.
アートワークが出てますね。
There's the artwork.
こちら、皆さんの
Old
新たな
Charlayan
ポイントなるオールドシャーレアン
that's
になり
so
ます
gonna。
The
be
polis of Old Charlian.
漆黒のヴィランズでいうクリスタリウムに該当するのが今回このオールドシャーレアンです。
So our Old Charlian will serve as a hub city, similar to the Crystarium in Shadowbringers.
そうなんですよ。シャーレアンってみんな呼ぶんですけど、実はね、オールドシャーレアンが
Crystarium,
正
not
式な
Gilmore.
名称です。
Everyone is calling it Charlian, but actually the name of this place is called Old Charlian.
ではこのオールドシャーレアンについていろいろお話しする前に、今日はウォークスルーの動画をご用意してますので、まずはそちらをご覧いただきましょう。
But
The city
before I talk a
formerly
little bit
known
more about
as
Old
Charlian.
we would have a walkthrough video to show you. A world premiere of the footage. Let's check it out.
ただしです。
Oh, wait.
ただしです。
But
ごめ
wait.
んなさい、ごめんなさい。今日出すいろんなこの後もね、いろいろ動画出てきますけど、
Okay.
まだ開発中なので環境の詰めが甘いところはね、ちょっとご容赦いただけて。
What's he
Okay.
rambling on?
So all of the footage that you're going to see here that you've seen before and what you're going to see from here through the whole keynote is all still in development, so there are still lots of room for work on the development side when it comes to environmental effects and such.
oh he
そ
wants
れでは
to
行きましょう。
All right, so let's
in
take
case
a
it
look.
doesn't look yes I
They
thought it
changed
looked
something?
beautiful or in case they change kind of reminds me of Idleshire actually.
Well, Idleshire is Charlian. Idleshire minus the goblins.
There's not time travel then. Old Charlayan still exists. We just never can
this
go
is a
there.
separate zone. This isn't. We're not going back in the past. The name of the city is Old Charlian because there was a new Charlian.
Hi. ありがとうございます。
Thank you.
いやもうね、もうちょっとゾッとしますね。
An Easter egg
これは
Matoya cave in here.
大好き住みたい。ハウジングが楽しみ。
Side
ね
quest killed
Everyone's
frogs.
excited about how beautiful the area is, and they're waiting for when we're going to get housing.
Housing. We want
イ
housing.
ガルドだって言ってるじゃない。
We told you. Next up is Ishgard for housing.
6.0.
まあまあ、
6.1.
オールドシャーレアンね都市ですけど
6.1.
あんまり協力的じゃないですもんね、ここに住んでる人たちね。
Are they talking
So,
instead of typing
yes,
again?
it is a seat of
Yeah.
knowledge and a city of
Okay.
scholars, but as you know from the story,
There won't be a date
these guys don't really
because
like
it's
to
fall
cooperate and
2021 when
coordinate with the rest
6.0
of the world.
goes.
そう、
So
地の
we're-
都、
I'm
学
thinking
術都市
at
オールド
least
シャーレアン。こ
December,
れまでストー
January.
リーの中では、幾度も語られてきた都市ですが、行月のフィナーレでいよいよ皆さんこの都市へ上陸と
He
な
just
り
gave
ま
you a
す。
date,
So
Rocky.
we've all heard about this city-state.
He
in the
can't hear you
story,
guys.
but finally
I
in
can hear
Endwalker,
you
you, the Warriors of Light, will be able to set foot.
ちょっとね、スクリーンショットを見ていきま
because
す。
we're
Take a look
recording
at some screenshots.
reaction. Not that we're reacting.
実はですね、
Well, we are
僕
reacting.
も
You're
but-
reacting.
含め
What do you mean we're not
Q14 か
reacting?
ら関わってきたこの
Oh,
開
I
発者に
forgot
と
to
って
put on my
実は
stuff.
オールド
Yeah,
シャーレアン
what
と
the
いう都市
hell?
ね、
I
と
don't
て
know.
も感
I have to
慨
put it
深
on.
い都市でもあります。
So we'd like to say that for a lot of us on the
I
development
blame
team
the
that have been
mommening.
around since
Yeah,
the early
pretty much.
years of development on Final Fantasy XIV, the city-state of Sharlayan is very important to us.
実はですね、Q14 僕が担当する前、オリジナル14の開発中期までは、実はスタートタウンというのはウルダハ、グリダニア、リムサ、イシュガルド、アラミゴ、そしてオールドシャーレアンの6都市でスタートする予定だったそうです。
So back in the days before I took charge of 1.0, there were meant to be 6 starting cities for quite some time in
Wow.
development. Those being Olda, Gridania, Limsala Minsa, Ishgard, Alamigo, and then Sharlayan.
結果ですね、開発期間が、なくなってしまって、皆さんご存知の通り3都市でスタートすることになり、僕が担当してから RLM リボン申請版を作るにあたってはやっぱり開発期間を考えると3都市でスタートせざるを得なかったという状況になります。
But in the end, there was not enough time, and that number was cut from 6 to 3, which was a status quo that we maintained when rebuilding the game for Realm Reborn.
ただ
They
正
might
直
be
ね、
expanding
ゲーム
to
デ
the
ザインのこと
original
を言う
plan
と
now, yeah.
3都市でもね、
Slowly.
僕正直スタートは多すぎると思うんです
Every
ね。
place would have
But from a
housing.
game design's perspective, I even think that
They
3
didn't-
starting cities
he
is a
didn't
lot for a
mention
game.
Hingashi
仮に
though.
ね、6都市で
So-
引き継いでたらね、
Alamigo
困って
is
た
from
と思う
that era.
If
I-
there were 6
I understand that, but what I'm
cities to
saying
start at
is
when
Oh, yeah.
It
I,
You
wouldn't-
got
came
Kugane
along,
housing.
it would have been a lot of work to get all of that.
だって考えてみてください。初期シナリオ6個作んなきゃいけないんですよ、だって。
So you'd have to make, just think about it, when you have a story, you have to create 6 separate stories for each city. That's a lot of work.
結果的にですね、そこから10年近い歳月を
I
か
love
け
those
て、
flowers. So pretty.
蒼天のイシュガルドで、イシュガルドの大神
Maybe
門
this is
門
where
が
you
開
get
き
your island sanctuary.
ストーンブラッドでアラミゴを奪還し、そしてよう
Hope
やく
they
オ
talk
ールド
about
シャ
that
ーレ
some
ン
more.
へたどり着きます。
But it's been almost 10 years since then. And in that time, the gates to Ishgard have opened, Alamigo has been liberated, and now we look to Old Sharlayan.
ようやくですね、皆さんにその全貌をお見せすることができそうです。
And finally, we can show you the whole picture that we've wanted to for such a long time.
もうね、この邸宅もね、すごいですよね。
We look at this very lavish manor here.
Oh,
これ実はね、意味のある建物なんですけど、
This is very important to the story,
中身は内緒にしとこう。
but we're not going to talk about it.
It's
very
very
important,
important,
but we're
but
not gonna talk
we're
about
not
it.
going to talk about it.
さあ、ちょうどですね、オールドシャーレアンの設定、今お話ししましたので、このまま先ほど公開したフルトレーラーの内容についても触れていこうと思います。
Okay, and because
But
Old
we love
Sharlayan
him
was
for that.
featured in the extended trailer that you just watched, we're going to talk a little bit about the trailer.
まず、なんといっても、注目点。祖剣歌うまくなったよね。
So the first thing that we noticed, that you all probably noticed, was that, wow, Soken's gotten really good at singing in these past couple of years.
って言ってただけだったんだけど。
So yeah, a couple months ago, the trailer, it was just kind of, Soken mumbling a little bit, but this time,
まず
That's
は
funny.
行月のフィナーレのメインテーマに触れていこうと思います。
Good
so
soaking
we'd
pad.
like to
They've
talk a
been
little bit
picking
about
on
the main
Soken since
theme
the meteor
of the trailer.
fell.
今回ですね、メインコンポーズ、いつも通り、祖剣正義でお届けしております。
And so, of
Primals.
course, the main composer is our world famous Masayoshi Soken.
そして歌詞、ね、我らのマイケル・クリストファー・コージ・フォックスがメインシナリオライターの石川にアドバイスもらいながら書いた。
Yes, and the lyrics were handled by me, Michael Christopher Koji Fox. I got some feedback from the main scenario writer, Natsuko Ishikawa, and used that feedback to produce the lyrics.
なんか僕聞いたら、
Good for you, Koji.
Woo, Koji!
Yes. So Yoshida-san has said that he heard that the schedule for creating these lyrics was really, really tight.
How many days?
How many days? Let's see. 1, 2,
3? Only 3?
about 3 or 4 days.
About 3, 4 days.
Yes, that's about 3 or 4 days.
No months.
Not months, not weeks. 3 or 4 days. But that's a long time
Oh.
for the Sophia was 2 hours.
It was 2 hours.
Crazy. はい。というわけで、3日もしくは4日で、丹精を込めて書き上げた。でも素晴らしい詩になってるのでね、また意味をぜひね、あれこれ推測してもらいたいと思います。
3 or 4 days. Yes, 3 or 4 days.
Spriggan's
But I think
dancing on
we've
your
got
head.
some really good lyrics up there.
Yep.
There's lots of hidden meaning behind them. As
Talk about
always.
music, you might as well
So
dance.
It'd be fun to go in and speculate as to what we're talking about. All right.
そしてですね、アディショナルボーカル、ゲストボーカルとして、今回はアマンダさん、トゥモロー&ズモローのね、おなじみ、アマンダさんにまた参加していただいてます。
And then for additional female vocals, we had a guest singer, Amanda Aiken, who you also might remember from the Shadowbringers song Tomorrow and Tomorrow.
そして今回はですね、満を持して演奏はザ・プライマルズで生音でお届けしたいと思います。
That's
And
tomorrow
the music
night.
you heard was recorded live by the Primals.
Can't wait
そ
to
してですね
hear it
最初
live.
に冗談で言いましたが、ソケン歌うまくなったよねって。当然ソケンではございません。
And then we talked
Definitely
a little bit
switching
earlier
to
about
concert
how
mode for
Sophie's
that.
got really good at singing. But that was just a joke. The main vocals is not Soken this time.
今回メインボーカルを、サム・カーターさんに務めていた
From
だきました
Architects. And so-
アーキテクツというねバンドのボーカルでもあります。
And so, from the band Architects, we have the vocal stylings of Sam Carter.
素晴
Look
ら
up
しい
the
曲ねいっ
Architects.
ぱいありますんで、アーキテクツの曲もぜひね聴いてみてほしいです。まあ特に今回ね、俺ストーンブラッドのところからのシャウトがもうたまんなく好きなの。
And so, the Architects have released many, many albums. They have a lot of great songs out there. If you have not heard of them, please check them out. Personally, I really, really loved how the trailer turned out, and especially that part where they sing the Stormblood theme, Storm of Blood, where he starts shouting. That's great. Gives me goosebumps every time.
そうっすよね。シャドウ
We'll definitely have to check
ストーン
them
ブラッド
out.
のとこめちゃめちゃかっこいいですよね。コメントでもみんなそうそうって言って
Everybody also liked the Stormbloods part.
実はですね、この裏で、各言語のフルトレーラー、もう YouTube で公開されてます。
Okay, and already during this keynote, we have released the trailers for all of our other language versions as well on YouTube.
Nice.
おっと待って待って。でもね、見るならこの貴重公演が終わってからにしましょうね。
But we'd have you wait until the end of the keynote to go and watch them.
ちょっと
待って待って待って
もうちょっと見てくるじゃないんだよ。
People are like, wait a minute, I'm going to go watch it now. Can you hold on the keynote for a second?
まあ一応公開ね、ちゃんとすぐしましたんで、たっぷりね。
Like
聞い
he's
ていただけれ
sweating
ばと思い
already.
ます
All right, so it's ready in all versions. So when you have the time, please go and check it out and listen to it as many times as you like.
さて、
We
で
will.
はちょっとフル版のト
Sorry.
レーラーに登場したキャラクターも少し見ていこうと思います。
So let's introduce you to some of the characters from the trailer as well.
もうね、すげえ汗俺。
Ooh, I'm very sweaty.
So
まずこの人ですね。
Okay, first off, we have
よいしょ。エステニアン。
Estinian.
まあね、彼の参戦を待ち望んでいた人も多かったんじゃないかなと思います。蒼天の石ガルドのね、トレーラーではほんのちょっとね、ヘルメット
Still
の
riding
状
her.
態で実は出てますけど、今回ついにね、外して、
pretty stuff.
暁としてついにね、参戦となります。
So plenty of you have been waiting for him to join the cause. We did see him in the Heavensward trailer, but he had his helmet on. This time, he arrives without helmet, and he's joined the Scions of the Seventh Dawn.
まあここでね、ヘブンズワードのアレンジがね、流れるのもフルトレーラーしびれるところですよね。
And as if you maybe noticed, there's a piece of Heavensward music in the trailer where he appears.
先
Gotta
日の
re-listen
市
to
場
it,
発
though.
表会でもお伝えした通り、このエスティニアン、行月のフィナーレで新たなフェイスとして皆さんと共に危機に向かって立ち向かってくれることになります。
And as I mentioned in the announcement showcase, not only will he appear in the story, but he'll also join you in the dungeons as part of the trust system in Endwalker.
ね、さっきもね、なんかむちゃくちゃな、
I'm benching
ね
him.
スターダイブ
Yeah,
決め
I
て
figured
た
you would.
し、ハッチではね、なんか一人で帝国兵器ボコボコにしたりしてましたけど、あそこまで強いか
Trying
ど
to
うか
fight
は
for my
わか
party
んない
role.
です
So
ね。
as to whether his attacks when he's in the trust system will be as intense as what we just saw in the trailer, well, we'll have to
Take
see.
on to you,
まあ
Osbeck.
一人の時強いね。
Yeah, he's strong when he's alone.
仲間いるとちょっと甘えてくるかもしれない。
So yeah, when he has other
Gonna have
people
to
around,
change
him,
your
he
role
kind
to
of tones it
punishment
down a
for
little bit.
that.
Think of their feelings.
そう、これまで
That's funny.
ね、イシュガルドの騎士を抜けてから無職だった彼もついに就職することができました。
That's right. He's been jobless for a while, but he's finally found a new job. He's employed.
そして次、おっと、竜騎士エスティニアンをその背に乗せて共に戦うね、ドラゴンが、登場してました。
And of course, there's also that dragon that carries Estinian on his back and fights at his side.
エスティニアンはかの竜のことをブリトラと呼んでましたね。
So Estinian called him Vritra, didn't he?
まあ、ブリトラといえばね、フレースベルグとかニーズヘックとかティアマットと同じ七大天竜の一翼、それがどのようにシナリオに絡んでくるのか、ぜひご注目ください。
And Vritra, like Hraesvelgr and Nidhogg and Tiamat, is actually one of the first brood. So as for how he's
Wow.
involved in the story, well, you're just going to have to wait. And
Fighting a first brooder?
日本
Wow.
語のですね、コメントですね、ブリトラ、
Sibling.
フに点々じゃなくてね、うです。ブリトラです。
Wait.
There's some misspelling on the Japanese side. They call it Vritra, but it's Vritra.
かっこよく読んであげてください。
Trying to remember, was
さあ、そして、
Hraesvelgr, Nidhogg, and Ratatoskr the
なんだね、
children
エ
of
レゼン
Tiamat
ね、
or the
謎の
siblings?
エレゼン言いましたね。
And of course,
Or
there
we'd
is
have to look.
also this intriguing elephant.
The
彼
face
の
that a
名前
mother
は
would
ま
love
だちょ
to
っとこの場
punch.
ではね、明かすことができないのですが、行月のフィナーレの中で非常に重要な役割を果たしていくことになります。
But I cannot
Or
reveal
Dark
his
Knight.
name yet. However, he does have a very important role in the Endwalker story.
で、その素性はですね、まもなくリリースを予定しているパッチ5.55、黎明の使徒パート2にて明かされることになります。
However, you won't have to wait long to learn about him, as you'll learn more about him in the patch 5.5, part 2 of Death Unto Dawn.
There's going to be a 5.5 part 2.
That's cool.
もしかすると、
So we are going to have
ま
more
あ
story
当
quests
時
to do,
ね、
guys.
小田さんが一生懸命頑張って作ったエンサイクロペディアエオルゼン
Probably not story
熟
dungeons,
読して
just
いる
quest.
人にはもしかし
I
た
would
ら
hope
もう
just
分かってるかもしれない。
That doesn't
However,
mean
as
anything.
it seems in the comments here,
Well, their work
those
quests, they have to
players
Gimlet
who
Dark,
have
so
read the Encyclopedia Eorzea back and forth may already have a good idea of who this is.
Sore note. I can't
ね、
buy Eorzea
や
2.
りさんなんでしょうね。もう YouTube もすごいです、ね。
Encyclopedia Eorzea 2 has been on
A
waitlist
lot of speculating
for
going on
years.
YouTube.
さあさあ
We
とい
need
うわけ
one.
で、ストーリーに関して
It's
これらに
Ellison
関して
for
はこのように
Coward.
しておきましょう。
Right, and that's all we have for the characters in the trailer.
もちろんですね、ちょっと紹介はしてないですけど、暁の決命の盟友としてですね、サンクレットやウリエンジェ、そしてヤシトラ、さらに
Said
新
something
加入
about
者
Ryo.
グラハ、皆さんと共に戦っていくことにな
the
ります。
Anchored and Durian too.
However, you will also have your other allies with you from the Scion of the Seventh Dawn for the Endwalker story: Yashtola, Thancred, Urianger, and even Grahatia.
漆黒のヴィランズでは皆さん第一世界を共にね、彼らと一緒に救って
It would make sense for a student
の
above
一部に
Dusty
彼ら
and
も一緒に
return
触れま
to
した。さあ、行月
Old
のフィナーレ
Charlotte.
でさらなる謎が解き明かされていくときに、まあ、彼らの活躍っていうのにもぜひご注目ください。
In Shadowbringers, along with saving the first, they also stumbled upon part of a truth of their own world. As for what they will do about it, and for the revelations await them, you have to see it.
Great.
In Endwalker.
あ、もちろんね、クルルさんもね、タタル城もね、活
No, I
躍し
think
ま
that
した
was
よ。
in Charlotte and you saw them.
Kryl and
Us.
Tataro will also be there as well. I mean, they're the Scions. We can't leave them out.
さあ、では次のセクション行きましょ
All right, let's move on to the next section.
う。続いては新たな新規フィールドのお話をもうちょっと具体的
Massive
に
new
お伝え
areas.
していこうと思います。
Had to
Alright,
make
so
sure
let's
they
delve a
said
little bit
massive.
deeper into
Gotta
the
put
new
that in
places
there.
your journey will take you.
我々拡張パッケージ毎回 RPG1 本分以上の、体験をということで新たなエリアも多数実装されてます。今回も同様ですし、 むしろシナリオ全ボリュームがめちゃくちゃ増えてるので、その新たなエリアをちょっと紹介していこうかなと思ってます。
And as I've said, you can always expect the same amount of new brand new areas to be added to Endwalker as in previous expansions. We have a lot to show you today.
じゃあどのエリアっていう前にここも早速動画を見てもらおうかなと思います。
So again, rather than talk about it, we have again some world premiere footage to show you. Let's take a look.
Footage.
That music is creepy. Like
It's
Calcabrina.
Labyrinthos.
Calcabrina levels of creepy.
It's Labyrinthos. It would be creepy music. Labyrinth.
I will be turning this music off.
Oh, look! There's all kinds of fields.
Could be your island sanctuary.
I don't think it's island. It's Labyrinthos.
True.
さあ、この今動画でご覧いただいた新しいこれフィールドです。このフィールドの名前をラビリンソスと呼びます。
So, the first of our walkthrough videos here shows an area called Labyrinthos.
じゃあちょっとね、スクリーンショットも見ましょう
So
か。
let's take a look at some screenshots of the same area.
まあね、今動画でもご覧いただきましたが、かなり不思議なフィールドです。
As you probably noticed in the video, the place is a bit of an enigma.
Enigma.
え
It
ー
does look like an
建物に
enigma.
は
I mean,
歴
you
史
got
を
like a
感じるんですけど、なんか妙なね、
almost like a
奇跡
Parthenon
も
looking.
ありますよね。
The buildings have a very ancient, old look to them, but there seems to be some kind of strange technology at work here as well.
I mean, that almost looks like a
ちょっ
disco
とだ
light.
けネタばらししますが、実は
It's
こ
Biodome.
こ地下です。
So I'm going to tell you something special about this place. This is actually underground.
Underground?
地下に存在するフィールドで、ドーム状の空には人工の太陽が存在するようです。
So yes, Labyrinthos is a subterranean area with a dome serving as a sky lit by an artificial sun.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
なぜこんなフィールドが存在するのか、そして誰によってね、作られたのかなどなど、謎はね、すごいあるんですけど、目的があってね、皆さんここを訪れることになります。
They really
そ
like
れはね、
surprising
皆
us.
さんの手でお確かめいただきたいと思います。
So of course, where this place is and why you have to go there are all mysteries that you can look forward to.
Look
Unravel
forward
on
to
your
it.
own in the Endwalker story.
Look forward to it.
ではですね、さらに今度は新しい紹介を続けていこうと思います。
All right, we
Tavner.
have another new announcement for you.
続いてはね、サベネア島になります。
So next is Thavnair and Razathan.
こちらもですね、
Isn't this the first time anybody's ever going to Thavnair
何度も
anywhere?
名前が登場してきたエリアです。
So again, you may have heard these names before a lot in the main scenario up until now.
で、このサベネア島と、それからトレーラーにも出たラザハン、2つまとめて動画にしてありますので、こちらも早速ご覧いただこうかなと思います。
But unlike the announcement showcase, today we have actually brought you some in-game footage of both the area and the city. Let's take a look.
いきますよ。
All of us have Nair and Tony Hawk games. Belly dancing music.
Ready to steal their onions. Ugh, the tower. Oh. Wait, is that a Grani like Pegasus?
Yeah, it is.
So you could have a Void Scent mount too.
Yeah.
Guessing cake on running through the world on Void Scent.
Yep, there's another one of those towers.
Wow, that's Ganesha.
Yeah, that is Ganesha. Like a peacock god.
This is wild.
No comments.
What do you mean no comments?
Missed that.
I heard how you were playing with your dancing.
Yep.
Careful, Fae. Some might find that offensive.
I just think
It is
I like
very
belly
good music.
dancing and
This music never
さあ以
fails
上
to
サベ
amaze.
ネアとラザハンのウォークスルー動画でした。
So, what did you think of the Razathan Thavnir walkthrough video?
動画はね、明るい青空で展開されてましたが、まあちょっとさっき工事にも言ってもらいましたが、現在環
I
境
like how they
的に
always
やっ
do
ぱり
like
途
the
中です。
aetherites so
まあ
different.
ね、あんな大空にね、なればいいんですけど
Whereas all the Aorsi and
ね。
Aetherites have the same
So, as I
design.
mentioned before, we're currently in the process of creating these areas, and that means adding environmental effects as well. In the video, you saw Razathan under a nice, peaceful blue sky. Whether it will be like that in the real game,
ねえ、まあ僕ここね、すごいお気に入りの場所です。
so as you see here in the screenshot, this is one of my favorite places in the new area.
Yeah, they
新しい
are
文化なん
amazing.
ですよね。
I
A
agree,
completely
Coffee.
different style of architecture than we've
I
seen
love the
in
Ganesha.
the other areas.
木の葉っぱの色とか、それからそれを映し込むね、水の色と
Probably
か、
not
They
saying it
probably
right,
have
but
to
that's okay.
rename it.
地域色出すのにこだわってるとこ
I'm
ろ
sure
な
it's
ん
for
で
you.、
すごくお気に入りです僕。
The art and graphics team have spent a lot of time, selecting colors that would make this area look very original, like the greens
Now I
of the
have to
trees,
ask
the
my
color of
boss
the
how to
water.
say it properly.
さあ、もう一枚見てみましょう。
Let's take a look at another
まあ、以前
screenshot.
もちょっとお伝えしましたが、サベネア島はですね、踊り子、ダンサーの発祥の地でもあるので、どうやらね、踊り子の
Dancers
像が
on
あるエリア
pillars.
もあったりするようです。
And as a lot of you know, who have played the dancer story, Thavnir is the
Yep.
Origin of the dancer job, and so we see here statues honoring past dancers.
まあちょっとここまでを見ただけでも、行月のフィナーレという格
I just
闘
thought that
が、
was a dancer training ground.
各エリア趣がガラッと変わるんだなというのがお分かりいただけたのではないでしょうか。
Hopefully, by seeing these walkthrough videos that we've shown you today and at the announcement showcase, you can see that there are a lot of different types of areas from what we've had before in the game, as well as within the Endwalker expansion itself.
I can't wait to
次
see the
に紹
moon.
介するアートも、まあそれら
That'll be cool.
新しいエリアの一つなんですが、
Right, and next we want to show you some artwork of another area.
I'm also wondering if
まあ
What?
こちらに関してはね、まあちょっと雰囲気を見ると、
like a green Nazi slaw.
漆黒のヴィランズに登場した妖精教イルメグのようなね、ファンタジーあふれるちょっと都市に見えます。
You just said something about
エリアに見え
Elbag.
ますよね。
I mean, if you look at it, it kind of looks similar to, that has that same fantastical feeling that Ilmeg from Shadowbringers
See
had.
of butts.
もうこれもね
That's
新しいエリアの一つ
This is also
That was
an
awesome.
area.
ああラピュタは本当にあったんだって書いてますね、コメントにね。
Laputa, yeah. It really existed.
こちらに関しては詳しいことが言えないので、まあちょっとアートワークだけで、ご紹介、ここまでとしておきましょう。
However, we cannot say any more about this area today, so we're just going to leave it.
Of course.
So it looks like Ilmeg
新情報発
in
表
an
会で
Aziz
も
Law fashion.
ご紹介しましたこちら新たなフィールドの一つガレマルドですね。スクリーンショット見てみましょう。
All right, and this is one we introduced last time. You will be heading to the imperial capital of Garlemald.
まあ、今回、ガレマル帝国の首都ガレマルドにも皆さん足を踏み入れること
Probably
に
have to
な
keep
ります。
take down all the Tim
Second
Shepherd.
coming of Amarok, anybody?
まあ、パッチ5.5 で語られているようにガレマル帝国は内からもう瓦解しようとしています。
But as we learned in patch 5.5, the Garlean Empire has already started crumbling from within.
Yeah, we didn't have anything to do with that. They did that themselves.
ファダリニエルの目的っていうのはまあどんなものなのか。
Of course, the
So by
first
going here, maybe we
first
will find out what Xenos
they did
and
it themselves
Demian are
too.
actually after.
そしてね、皆さんが行くことになるよと言われている月ですね。
And there's one more place that we have not touched upon yet that we've been talking about, the moon.
Look at that.
まずはアートワークご覧いただきましょう。
So let's
Look at
first
that
just take a
aetherite.
look at some of the artwork.
I'm trying to determine if that's Charlian or Elgin.
みたいなね。
Ooh.
Probably elegant.
こちらですが、
Gorgeous.
エリアの名前を嘆きの海と申します。
And
Ariel.
so, this area is going to be called Mare Lamentorum.
Now we know where Anima's at.
どのようにしてここへ訪れ、そこに何が待ってるのか、詳しくはね、もちろん語れないんですが、ほんの少しだけ、その嘆きの海と呼ばれる月面の特定地域、これもですね、動画を持ってきましたので、
I don't know if it would be a new faction of people yet when they're
So
trying to
how
end
you
this
will get to
story.
this place and what will you find? Well, I cannot
Well,
say too much.
Anima is the lamenting
We
Aeon.
can give you a little sneak
Yeah.
peek with this exclusive video. Have a look.
Are Lamentorums, like where you would house a lamenting primal.
Dang, y'all, we can walk on the moon without helmets.
Now they just have to add a moonwalk book.
See, that screams Charlian to me, though.
It wasn't books in there though. It was
True.
those things that
Crystals.
they house, the crystals. Yeah. Wow.
And obviously, elegant tech. But flying in space.
さあ、いろいろな妄想がはかどりますが、どうやら空気とか重力はありそうですね。
It's a very interesting place, and a lot of people have already probably started speculating. But one thing we can say from the video is it does look like that there's air and gravity. So,
それらがある理由もね、ちゃんと語られるので、
but there is a reason for that, and that will be explained in the expansion.
そしてね、BGM ね。
And everybody's touching upon the BGM. Lots of
あ
comments
れ、
about it.
あれがね、何を意味してるんだろうね。
Why is that that BGM?
I
We'll
think
find
that
out in the
if
story.
a new
この
faction is going to be
嘆きの
introduced, it's going to
海
be
と
more
い
in
う
the
エ
middle
リア
to the
は
end of the
月その
story,
ものを
not
指
the
すんじゃなくて、
so we'll see.
次の
And they
Depends
are
on how they go
wrapping
there.
up
指します
this story
So
in
when we say
6.0.
Mare Lamentorum, this
6.1
does
is
not
the
mean
beginning.
entire moon is Mare Lamentorum. This is just one area on the
They
moon.
may even introduce a new
現実で
faction in
の
5.5
月もそう
part
ですが、
2.
月もね、いろんな
I
場所に
know,
名前
I'm
があるん
just
ですよね。
saying,
地図
I don't,
に
they could wait
入れたよ
until
うな名前。
6.1
ああ
to
いう形
introduce
で
Faction
月
2.
の
Yeah, they could.
エリアのことだと
They could.
思ってください。
Just like the moon here that we have has area names based off of the sea, like the Sea of Tranquility, so does the moon of Heidelin.
さあ、あそこに何が待ってるのかはこの場ではお伝えしないので、ぜひ皆さんのね、手でね、謎を解き明かしていってもらいたいと思います。
However, we cannot say any more today, and so it's going to be up to you guys to find out once Endwalker is revealed.
もうさ、
So much
すごい
hype.
ツイッチのコメントさ、We remember
Oh, buffering.
Buffer.
まで埋まってんだよね。
It's all we remember.
ならば覚えているね。すごいな。そしてですね、ムーンハウジングって言うなよ。
Moon housing?
Moon housing.
Please don't say moon housing.
Please don't say it.
ツイッチすごいよ。We remember だらけですよ。もう
Twitch is all we remember.
熱い熱い。いやー、すごいな。もうね、YouTube がね、もうすごいスピードなんですよ。
So many comments on YouTube. It's scrolling so fast.
Slow down, guys.
がトレンドに入ってるって言ってますね。
So people it's already trending about how you can move to the moon.
多分 Twitter のトレンドじゃないかな。
I want to move to the moon. I want to live on the moon.
じゃあ、
Everybody.
進めてまいりましょう。
No, thank you. I'll
So let's
stay on.
continue.
で、盛りだくさんの、行月のフィナーレ、その新フィールドをご紹介したんですが、
Hopefully.
Hasn't said.
その冒険の先
Hopefully.
で出会うキャラクターを、もうちょっと、それからね、強敵とかもね、ご紹介しようと思います。
So we've shown you a bunch of new areas. Now let's talk about the types of enemies or creatures that will be populating those areas that you'll meet when you get there.
いや、本当に
Amazu.
マゾウのドヤ顔若干イラってく
Look
る
at, they're all there.
Every time I see this screenshot with the
These
Namazu in
tribes.
front, I just get so.
まずはこちら。
Right, we'll start off with this.
Well, they're colorful.
3人のキャラクターのようですが、こちら
The Magus
We have
sisters.
this trio of characters first.
The three fates.
三姉妹と呼ばれている
The
よう
Magus
です
Sisters was also a
Looks
side
like they're
avatar
called
in
the Magus
10.
Sisters.
Ah,
まあもちろんね、メガス三姉妹といえば
Coffee,
Final
my
Fantasy
long-lost
XIV にも
sisters.
その名前がね登場してますが、もちろんそのキャラクターたちと同一
One's
で
a
は
Lala.
ありません。
We're missing the one with the coffee pot.
メガス三姉妹と呼ばれているキャラクターたち。さて、どんな役割があるのでしょう。
And you may know these characters from Final Fantasy IV. However, they aren't quite the same in Final Fantasy XIV. The Magus Sisters for 14 will be completely original. As to what role they serve and who they are, you have to find out in the story.
そしてもう1キャラクターご紹介しましょう。
And we'd like to introduce another
Oh,
tribe.
oh,
おっと
she's so cute.
急に毛色が変わりましたね。
Oh, this is completely different from the ones we just saw.
種族なのかな。
Wonder if this is a tribe.
こちら
ロ
名前を
ポレッツ。
レポリットと。
Baby buns!
Are called the Lobrits.
さあ
I want to be one.
可愛いよねこいつらね。
Very cute.
物語でですね実は非常に重要な役割を果たしてくれる種族になります。
These new characters play a very, very important role in the story.
どう
I
やら
want
で
to
すね
pick up one and snuggle it. Can I have a stuffy, stuffy, stuffy,
And
luffy?
these guys
Probably
live
if you
Fluffy.
complete the
on
peace
moon.
tribe.
あちょっと待ってね。上にかけの水どれだっけ。
Trying to find your water.
開幕さダイエットの話をちょっとしたじゃない。
Okay, so we
What
talked a
kind of
little
stuff?
bit about my diet at the beginning of the.
Diet.
まあこのリーパーの衣装を作るのに体型をまあ
We're talking about his
維持しろとは言われてるんですよ。
So when creating this costume, I was told specifically to keep my weight down.
あまりの暑さでねむしろこれやってたら痩せるな。
But maybe I didn't even have to work out. I could have just worn this because wearing this is making me get thinner because of all the sweat that I'm.
すみませんありがとうございます。さあ
All right,
そのね
thank you. Let's move on.
謎多い月面世界で彼らねレポリットにどんな役割があるのか、まあそれをねどう果たすのか、そもそも味方なのかどうかね、いろんな想像が
I just want
持
one
ち上げられますね。
So these Loporits, what are they doing up there on the moon? Are they
They're on the
friends
moon.
or are they foes?
I need them.
I bet you're coming up with theories already.
Moon
まだ
rabbits.
この先ちょっと新情報もね、
Yeah,
あるん
they
で
eat
すけど
cheese.
一旦ここ
Dust
で
bunny rabbits.
前回新情報
Moon
発表
dust
会で
turns
お伝えし
dust
た
bunnies
内
into
容を前
Loporits.
回ね見てない方もいらっしゃると思うので簡単におさらいしておこうと思います。
Okay, like we always do at these keynotes, we've talked about a lot of new stuff. But before we're going to go to even more new stuff, we want to go back to the announcement showcase and touch upon some of the things that we talked about there for people that may have missed the showcase.
いやちょっと吉田息上がってきたなって言われた。そんなことないよ。そんなことないよ
People think you're out of breath. No, you're not out of breath. Show them. Show them.
よしいけるよ。
You can do it.
さあダイジェスト簡単にいきましょう。
All right, let's take a quick review.
まずお伝えしましたね。新しいもう一つのジョブ、ヒーラージョブ、賢者の実装があります。
All right, first off, we have the release of the new job, the new healer job, the Sage.
レベルキャップ
That
解
looks
放されて
amazing.
上限が90になり、そして新たなロールクエスト、今回一つ増えてですね、ロールク
It
エ
used
ス
to
ト
be four,
配
right?
布されております。
And along
Five
with
role
a
quests,
higher
so
level cap, going
cast-
from
Yeah,
80
now
to
it's 5.
90, we have 5 new role quest lines.
もうコメントみんな優しいな、無理するな、よっしゃ無理するなってか。
Everybody's telling you you can put the scythe down.
大丈夫大丈夫、まだ大丈夫よ。
But yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine.
神木キュンと話すまでは倒れられないんでね。
Yes, you cannot fall down yet.
さあ、で次ね。フェイスシステムアップデートされて、スティニアンが追加される先ほどね、お知らせしました。
Right, and there's going to be a big update of the trust system with the addition of Estinian.
そして重要なのがですね、
I hope that's
こ
not
の
the only update they're doing.
I really hope they do more than that.
And then one of the biggest things that we talk about was the downscaled values in battle calculations.
でこの場では時間
No
がかか
more
ってしまうので
belts!
詳しくはお伝えしませんが、もちろんトピックスも出します。ぜひですね、前回の新情報発表会の中で詳しくその意味と内容を触れてますので、そちらをご確認いただけると助かります。
We will be talking about this, not talking about this here today, at the keynote, but we will have a detailed explanation of exactly what we're doing after this, and so please look forward to that. And anyone that needs information on it, please make sure you watch that.
そして長年ですね、光の戦士たちの、腰回りをね守ってきた帯装備なんですが、6.0 のタイミングで、アイテムカテゴリーから、消滅させていただこうかなと。その分、メインウェポンと指輪の、あまりチェスト容量を増やしていこうと思います。
And as we mentioned before, we are removing the belts from the game and replacing them with more slots for main weapons and rings.
Woo, main weapon slots!
こちらはですね、プレイヤーの皆さん何か特別
I
な
need
it
for all
必
my
要
glamour
はあり
sides.
ません。すべて遺失物管理人の方にアイテムは移動させていただきますので、かつて光の戦士たちの腰を守っていたものというアイテムとして、遺失物管理人が預かることになりますので、そちらで、思い出に浸るなり、分解するなりしていただきたいと思います。
And don't worry about you losing those belts. Again, we know that they've protected your waist throughout the years, and they might still be important to you, so you will not lose them. Do not worry. Just make sure that you put them away before. Again, the information on that is available, will be available before the patch hits, so you'll know exactly what to do with your belts.
そして、
Yeah,
新
sell
た
them all.
な少人数の PVP コンテンツを実装するというところ、特にですね、海外勢から非常に多くの実は質問、いただいております。
And of course, there's the announcement about the new small-scale PvP mode. We've had a lot of interest regarding this, especially from users in North America and Europe.
こちらはですね、全く新しいタイプ
It
の、
would be our fault.
ルールによる
Yeah.
PVP ですし、新しい報酬システムもご用意してます。
This is a completely different style of PvP system than the current one, and has a completely different reward system.
でこちらについてはちょっと別の機会でちゃんとした特集をやろうと思いますので、そちらまで、お待ちいただければと思います。
Again, we don't have time here today to talk about it, but we will be having a specific show that will talk about all of this and give details on this in the near future.
さて、そして、前回お伝えした今度はコンテンツのお話に行こうと思います。
All right, and now we're going to talk a little bit about the new content that we announced at the announcement showcase.
現在、ファイナルファンタジー14オリジナルの、レイドとして、制作しているのがこちらになります。
So first off, the new high-end 8-player raid.
高難易度レイド、バンマデン、パンデモニウム、14オリジナルのボスたちが大暴れする高難易度レイド、絶賛開発中でございます。
This is a Final Fantasy XIV original with original enemies called Pandemonium.
そしてですね、続いてこちら
Island
発表し
Sanctuary!
たらですね、ものすごい反響を世界中から、想像以上にいただきました無人島
There's a
開拓。
Pisa in that basket.
And so the next
Yep.
showcase announcement, the one of the Island Sanctuary, garnered an even bigger response than we could have ever expected.
スローライフをテーマにしたコンテンツですが、こちら他人と競い合うという要素はほとんどなくてですね、ソロで気ままに遊べるものとしてパッチ 6.X シリーズ全体を通じてお届けしていこうと思っています。
So we'll be releasing this mostly solo experience over the course of the
Mostly.
Point X series, giving adventurers an opportunity to take a break from conflict and competition and enjoy some slow living.
繰り返しですけど、クラフターやギャザラーをやってなくてもプレイ可能なコンテンツですし、もちろんやってるとね、多少メリットがあるようにとは思ってますけど、やってなくても十分遊べるので、ぜひですね、クラフターギャザラーやってないんだよなという方もですね、全員プレイできるようになってますんで、ぜひご期待ください。
And as we mentioned before, this content is not locked to crafters and gatherers, disciples of the land in hand. This is open to everyone, so you don't need to have one of those classes, those jobs, to be able to play this content.
そしてオールドシャーレアンだ、月だって言われてますが、次に皆さんに公開されるのはこちら。
And we know a lot of you today have been thinking about living on the moon or living in Old Charlian, but the next housing area is Ishgard.
復興していただいた皆さんへの感謝ということで、イシュガルドのハウジングエリアがオープンいたします。
So the firmament is finally complete, and Ishgard is opening its a new housing area to the adventurers with gratitude for their efforts.
こちらはですね、すでにお伝えした通り、 6.0、行月のフィナーレリリースで見学が可能になって下見をしていただいた上で購入可能になるのはパッチ6.1からです。ぜひそこご注意ください。
And as I mentioned previously, this area will be open for viewing only in 6.0 with pots available at 6.1.
これに合わせてですね、引っ越しとかっていうところでいくつかね、ストレスが溜まっているところもあると思います。これらもすべて調整して、いこうと思ってます。
Along with adding this new residential
For
area,
Ishgard
we know that
Unreal.
there are a lot of things about moving to new plots that can cause a little bit of stress for players, and so we're thinking of making adjustments to this type of system.
Thank
でもちろ
God.
ん転売対策っていうのも今まで、今もねすごい相当やってるんですけど、これまで以上に力を入れていきます。
And while we're doing our best to stop RMT and housing cheats, we're going to be putting even more effort into curtailing these types of offenses.
もちろんね、その土地そのものを追加するための、サーバー自体のアップデートにも、コストを割いていこうと思います。
And of course, to make sure that everything is stable, we are investing in servers and server infrastructure to make sure that we have the best thing to offer you guys.
そうコメントにあるんですよね。抽選しようってあるんですけどね、抽選システムはすげえ難しいんですよ。サーバーでやるのって。まあちょっともちろん考えはします。考えはしますけど。
I have a lot of comments about people wanting like kind of a lot system for this. That is very difficult to do when over servers, but we will definitely consider it.
まあもちろんやらないとは言わない。ファイナルファンタジー14これまでも時間がかかると言っても何年かかりでやってきたシステム数多くあります。
Again, we will try the best that we can, and we're always creating new systems to make life easier for you guys, and so we'll definitely look into it.
こちらもその一つ。
Another thing that we've done, a new system that we've added to make life better for you guys, is this.
データセンタートラベルになります。
The data center travel system.
こちら14の、プレイヤーたちがですね、サーバーとかデータセンターの、壁を越えてですね、交流を行っていけるということの第2弾ですね、データセンターを越えて遊びに行ける機能になります。
So this is a new system, the second of our systems along with the world visit system that will allow players from across the globe to play regardless of which server or data center they call home.
ツイッチは特定なんだろうね、コメントを連発する癖があるのかね。
Looking at Twitch, we got a lot of people repeating the same messages.
凄さが、そうか、データセンタートラベルの凄さがわからないっていうコメントもありますね。
Don't understand why this is such a great system.
まあ簡単に言うとですね、皆さんのキャラクターデータっていうのはいくつかの、サーバーでね、すごく徹底管理をされていて、それ以外にね、実際にプレイをするゾーンサーバーとかっていうのがあるんですけど、その管理をする、サーバー、スペシャルサーバーっていうのが、データセンターごとに用意されてるんですけど、そこでデータの受け渡しを後からやるっていうことがですね、普通じゃないことなんです、これ。しかも運営を止めずにやるっていうのが。
So again, this is a very difficult thing to actually get around because we have a lot of different types of servers. We have our zone servers, which again is just, the servers where players go to play in the areas. But then we also have these data servers that have all of the user information. And transferring that from server to server in real time and managing all that is actually a very difficult thing to do to make sure that data does not get corrupted or interrupted.
ただですね、ワールドカンテレポよりちょっとやっぱり制約が強いです。できないことが多少あります。ただ他のデータセンターのプレイヤーと交流して一緒にバトルコンテンツへ行ったりという基礎的なところはもちろん可能なので、ぜひですね、もっともっとたくさんの人と交流をするという仕組みで使っていただければと思ってます。
And though off-world activities will be a little bit more limited with DC travel than it is with world visits, the new system will make it possible for people to interact and take on duties with players from other data centers. And we plan to do our utmost to create new opportunities for these players and to strengthen the player communities.
こちらはですね、6.0 リリースではなくて 6.0 の前に、リリースの予定になってます。当然ね、サーバーにものすごい、修正というか変更コードを入れるので 6.0 よりも前に入れてテストをしながら、進めていきます。
And as for the release of this, as we mentioned before, we plan on releasing this not at 6.0, but actually before 6.0 to make sure that everything is in order. There's a lot of updating to the servers that we need to do, and we need to test that.
明日のプロデューサーレターライブでね、5.55 からのスケジュールをね、イベントスケジュールなども含めてちょっとお伝えしようと思いますので、明日のプロデューサーレターライブもぜひ、ご覧ください。
we will have more information on this, as well as the roadmap for 5.5 to 6.0 at the Letter from the Producer Live tomorrow.
So we have
さ
to
てで
watch
は
that
ちょ
for
っと新
sure.
情報の方に戻ろうかと思います。
All right, let's
What do you
move back
think, guys?
to
Should we make a
the
video for the
information.
letter from the producer live as well?
物語今回多数の困難が待
There's
ち受
gonna
け
be
て
a
ま
lot
す
of
が
reacting.
当
But
然
yeah.
ダンジョンも
Woo!
それに合わせてたくさん登場します。
So every story has its
Looks
conflicts, which
cool.
means we'll be implementing a number of new dungeons
Like-
as well.
今日はそのダンジョンからいくつかのダンジョン中の様子をですねまとめてウォークスルーを用意しましたの
There
で
was a head
そ
on
ち
each
らをご
shoulder.
覧いただきましょう。
So today, to show you some of these dungeons, we've prepared a world premiere video
Oh.
for you.
Cool.
Let's take a look.
You actually get to see the dungeons.
Wild.
Oh wow.
Not creepy at all.
No. Bunch of spikes everywhere. Like living spikes. Living flesh on the floor.
On
Yum,
top
yum.
of Garlean iron.
Wow.
I think they beat the creepy factor of Amarant with this one.
You're like in a living metal entity of some sort.
This might be the towers.
This might be the towers because those kind of look like the. Yeah, we can celebrate Hollow's End there.
That one wasn't as good as.
No, that wasn't as
thought.
good as that's why you failed there. Oh, another elevator ride, guys.
Woo! Elevators!
Ew. Ew. Hope those things don't come alive on the floor. Oz might have a problem in there.
Bugs. Big old bugs for Yaz.
Wow, it's just so.
This is all dev footage, so they're missing textures.
Yeah. It's not gonna be perfect, they're still in development, but.
Playing dungeon.
First one was baby. Second one.
さあフィールドの種類に負け
Like
ず
I'm gonna have a
劣
choice.
らず
I have to do.
こちらもさまざまな雰囲気のダンジョンが登場する予
But
定
you
で
know
す
there's always like
So
6
as with the
dungeons.
new areas, these
Yeah.
dungeons have wildly different atmospheres.
レベル90になってから挑むエキスパートダンジョン以外すべてのダンジョンは、今回メインストーリーに紐づくダンジョンとなっています。
So, aside from the expert dungeons that will be available to you at level 90, each and every one of the ones that you saw is part of the main story, which means that you'll get to see.
ダンジョン内でのですね、フェイスたちの活躍にもぜひ
I don't wanna do a
ください。
PC
You'll get to
build
see
themed
what to
after that
expect
Garlean
enemies
dungeon.
do in these places as well.
The black and pink.
さあ
Yeah, can you imagine if I
続い
got that
てご
color
紹介
working
す
for
るの
the
はですね
tubing and
フォ
the
ーナイドレイドは紹介したんで
white
す
blue
が
light?
こ
That
ちら
that
がま
could
だ
be
ですね
cool looking.
So, actually, that reminds me, we did talk about the new high-end 8-player raid, but what about this one?
This one?
Like
そう
4 man?
新たなアライアンスレイドについて、コンセプトをお伝えしていこうと思います。
So, I'd like to talk a little bit about the concept behind the new Alliance raid.
Is that the samurai armor?
6.X シリーズで、繰り広げられる
that
新
was
た
just
な
showing the
アライアンス
4
レイ
different
ドシ
ones.
リーズまずイメージボードを見ていただきましょう。
So
Yeah, but
first,
the
let's take a look
Nick
at
had a
some
short white
image art
shirt on and
for
one
That's
sword.
the-
Alliance
that's
raid
the,
for
um,
comic series.
That's the near stuff.
あれこれよく見たことある
The Zodiac.
Well,
I've seen these symbols before.
これ結構前からあるじゃんみたいなね。
They've been in the game for a long time.
こ
Evelyn.
ちらの アライアンスレイドタイ
Homeland,
トルを
Homeland,
こちら
oh.
ミソロジー・オブ・エオルゼアと言います。
And so this new alliance raid will be called Myths of the Realm.
Roger.
イメージボードにもある通り、今まで直接的には触れてこなかったエオルゼア十二神とは何なのか、その謎、その存在にまつわるアライアンスレイドとなります。
And so, as the art alludes to, it will explore the 12, Eorzea's pantheon, in a way that we haven't been able to see yet in the game.
今回は
I actually want to do that one.
オリジナル
It
レ
was
イド
weird
とし
for me.
て、その
Well, we are getting
今
more
後とね
comfortable
謎
with
に
them.
大
We
きく
still
踏み
have
込
to
んでい
do
こうと思います。
the
So again, this
Still
is
had
an
Dark
original
Apocalypse.
concept belonging entirely to Final Fantasy XIV and not a crossover, so please look forward to it.
コメントでね、あの十二神大聖堂と戦うのかって感じ。
So like the
あれが
marriage...
関係してね。
No.
そうじゃないよ。そうじゃないよ。
Eternal bond.
僕らいくらロボ好きだからってあの神殿がこうね変形したらしい。
That temple is not going to transform and you're not going to have to fight it. We do like robots, but that probably won't happen.
Probably.
さ
Probably won't.
さてさて、これでですね、まあおおむねコンテンツのご紹介はまあぼちぼち落ち着いたかなという感じなので、ここからはちょっと発売に向けてのお話をしていこうかなと思います。
All right, so that's nearly all of the in-game features that we have to show you today, but we would like to talk a little bit about release information.
今回ももちろん、コレクターズエディションご用意がございます。
First, we'd like to talk about the Collector's Edition.
こちらはですね、ここからちょっとジャラネット吉田が始まります。
So we're going to start with a little bit of our turn on the shopping channel.
Turn on the shopping channel?
Shopping network.
まずはこんな、特典がくっついております。
Little Poperito
These
or
are what
Lolo,
you
whatever
expect
they
in
are.
the box.
It's got a little.
ちょっと何かを出してしまいましょうか。
Let's show you what's inside.
There's your
特
plushie.
製アートボッ
Open
ク
it,
ス
mini
ハ
plush.
イクオリティフィギュア、今回はですね、ナイトと。
We
So
weren't
we
gonna
have
buy it
the
this
special art
time.
box as well as the
No.
high-quality Paladin figure.
ね、額縁がついたミ
They
ニアートセッ
suck.
ト、好きなアートをね、飾っておけるようなものに
But
なっ
it's
て
a
ます。
We have
paladin.
an art
Bleh.
collection, a mini art collection, as well as a frame.
It is the paladin, but
そして
well, he's got the wings. He's...
ピン
He
ズ
does.
アゼム。
And then we have an Asm pin.
I
アゼムが
know.
何を意味するか、
That's
まあ
my
わかりますよ
problem.
ね、皆さん。
And I like the artwork on the
これをつ
box.
けてる人。
The Asm
これをつけて
pin.
る人ね。
So we know if somebody has one of these on their bag,
ね、コレクターズエディション持ってる人もそうだし、
we'll know that they have the
Look at all the
collector's
art at the bottom.
Yeah.
Get the little art prints.
We never bust out the art cards we own.
で
I kind of want to
さっ
frame
き
them
ご
and
紹
put
介
them
したばっかりの
when we
ボックス
have
が
our own
と
house.
して
And
くっついております。
And there will be a mini plush of the Luprit that you just saw.
まあ、
Or make
せっかくね
like-
これだけ
Go give me the plushie.
ステージ
Okay,
が
Rocky.
ありますので
Or make
ちょっと
like shadow
もうご
boxes
紹介していこうと思い
with
ます。
collages from
And
each one.
you know, because we have this huge stage here, why not
But then we're gonna be
bring out the
missing one.
actual goods and take a look at them here on the stage?
Can't help
そ
that
れで
now.
は
But
すいません、持ってきてください。
All right, please bring out the box.
よいしょ。
Oh, that's so going on your desk.
来た来た。
Right, here we go.
Pull up
Plushie.
our
no, she's
ありがとう
so
ございま
cute.
す。
Thank you.
さて、カメラで抜いてもらっていこうかな。まずは、
Oh, the Heidelin Zodiac
特装
art.
ボックスですね。
First off, we have the box.
これ、
Oh,
実は
we
ですね
got
内
to.
側にこの
Freaking
特徴
gorgeous.
ですこの外の1枚下に銀の
So,
フィルターをこ
so we have this silver filter on the outside.
う、ちょっとね、わかりづらい
All
かもしれないです
Kind
けど
of hard to see it from here, but
天野先生のイラストを崩さないレベルでかなりね高度な印刷かけてるんで
so we made sure that we did not want to disturb the Amano art. So we're using a very advanced form of printing technology.
Yoshitaka.
そしてですねこちら
And of course, here's the
英雄光の戦士ナイト
You know Dallas gonna want
the
that.
Paladin.
Yeah, that is
達
gorgeous.
成上部アーム
Love the wings.
している
Passage
Well,
of
it's not even
Arms.
really wings. It's more like
Passage-
ice.
It's called Passage of
この
Arms.
縦エフェクトも外せるので
Ah, and you can remove the effects.
これね全部エフェクト分解できる
Removable
ので、素の状態がいいやっていう人はちょっと外してみたりとかいろいろアレンジできるようになってます
Yes,
I
you can
wouldn't-
arrange it any way you like. You can
I'm
remove the
surprised.
effect or
I
leave
wouldn't
it
be
there.
surprised if there was a button.
そしてさっきお話ししたこの、
There's the
ね、ピ
pin.
ンズですね
And here's the Azim pin.
アゼムのピンズ で順番違いますけど。お、こいつ張り付いとるやん。あ、よかった、外れた。
Big looter.
Thought it was stuck.
じゃあね、可愛らしい
So
人のぬいぐるみ。これね、カバンにぶら下げる。
Oh, it's a bad clip.
なってます。
And here's the leopard. It has a little loop on it, so you can attach it to your bag.
俺の装備で怖そうで怖い。そしてですね、こちらが、これまで Q14 からずらっと、天野先生の書き下ろし
Put it on
の
your
アートワー
work
クとか CG とかをアートワークとしてご用意しているので、こちらを
Nice.
full size
こ
prints.
のスタンドに
And a
入れて
full size
まあ
print
好
of
きなアー
that.
トで
We're gonna have to get
飾
one.
れますよという内容になってます。
And we have the collection of mini artwork spanning the history of Final Fantasy XIV from all the way back from 1.0 all the way up until
It's
now.
the whole.
including artwork and
1.0?
screenshots. All of them can fit in this frame.
Yeah, we have to get it now.
Oh, because I don't know if you guys know this. I have the collector's edition of 1.0 up on that
Artwork
shelf.
everybody wanna see. We'll hold up some artwork again. Doesn't look like everybody got to see it before.
Shit,
There
I
you go.
want it.
まあ Q14。
Yeah,
Look at
I have
that.
that.
The 1.0.
これあれですね、よくコレクターズ
Well, at least we'll have the artwork from the Shadowbringers box because that's on the box I have up there.
That's right. This is the artwork that was on the box, the
That's
original collector's edition. We see it a lot at fan festivals when players bring.
で、新生オルゼア。
This is a Realm Reborn.
大丈夫という感じで、各拡張のですね、天野先生のイラストもこうご用意
So we have the Amano art from all of our expansions.
大丈夫そうですか。でですね、ちょっと僕特筆なのがですね、これ覚えてる方はね、結構
Haha, from the original art
古く
box
からプレイしてくださって
for
る
the standard edition.
Anybody that recognizes this photo has been around Final Fantasy XIV for a long time.
これだってコージも覚えてるよね。
I remember that guy.
俺まだファイナルファンタジー14担当する前に PC ショップで見たもの、この看板。
I remember going to a computer game shop and seeing this guy displayed.
そしてですね、今回行月のフィナーレのアートワークね。
And now we can see how much he has aged and become battle hardened over the
Wow,
many
that's
years.
awesome.
This is the Endwalker version.
そうこれが僕結構やりたかったんです。ちゃんと歴史を刻んできたよっていうことをですね。
I think we would need to
まあちょ
get
っと
a
構造できるだけ合わせたい
frame just to
はい
put them side by side.
This is something that I really wanted to do. I wanted to have a similar type of
More like level 1
photos
versus level
of
90.
The progress
Yeah.
and the history.
But I know you're
of
stuck
this,
in
the Warrior of Light through,
tabletop leveling systems.
the entire span of the game.
まあ苦労したんですよ彼も。
Yeah, he's had a hard time.
He's seen
さ
some
あで
shit,
は
people.
Just a
クリ
little.
カクリカ。
Where's the clicker? There
じゃ
it
あ
is.
ありがとうございます。いいですよ下げて。
He's like, up and down the
あり
clicker.
がとうございます。
Remove the goods.
Must be the more.
Awesome shit.
吉田バージョンがあって、10年前の吉田の写真と今の写真を見比べられると俺が辛いんで。
So somebody wants to get a picture of Yoshida-san from 10 years ago and put it with a Yoshida-san from now. Like, nah, I don't know if that's
あ、ピンズもう一回ちょっと待って、ちょっと
あ
持ってくれ。
somebody.
じゃ
Everybody
ご
wants
めんね。
to see the pin again.
ごめんね。
Wasn't enough time to see the pin.
Like running.
ピ
Give
ン
me
ズだ
the
けでいい
pin.
です。ピ
Give
ン
me
ズだ
the
けでいい
pin.
です。はい、ありがとうございます。ありがとうございます。
Let's get a close up of that
ちょっ
pin.
と次の新しいジョブ考えるとき、こう前が見やすいジョブにしよ
Uh-huh.
We
The
still
next
gotta
time, yeah,
get
that's
class pins.
The next time we think of a new job, we want one that doesn't
Weapon.
have
う。
such
そもそもね、
a
正
hanging
面
hat.
のカメラをね、僕、こう認識しづらいんですよね。
It's hard to see where the camera is with this hat on.
どうでしょう
Everybody see it?
力士はいいよ、も
Ah, more,
Yeah,
more
but-
wrestling.
Nice.
So you get the rabbit, I get the pin,
う。
right?
Yeah, I get the.
ピンズ
I
I get the
por it.
rabbit.
Everybody get a good look at the pin.
これはファンアイテムとしてね、結構重要ですよね。 はい、以上です。
All right.
I
Hey,
don't know
it's
what I did.
Idleshire music.
さあ、では、これらはですね、
Wait, you're hearing
コレ
music?
クターズ
Yeah.
エディションの、数量限定特別想定版というも
They
の
still
に、
all
付属されてます。
And so what you saw today were the contents of the
They're probably gonna
limited
say it by the
edition
end.
collector's edition.
CEO's gonna hop out and
CEO's
say
gonna hop out, yeah.
インゲームアイテムも付属して
You
い
have
ま
to have
す。
this done
Of course, in
by.
addition
he's gotta
to
come
the
out in
physical
Xenos
items, we
armor.
also have in-game items available for the collector's edition as well.
ということで今日ご紹介したウォークスルー動画でも、少し見えてましたが、改めてちょっとまず動画をご覧いただきましょう。
And as you may have noticed in some of our walkthrough videos, you saw one of the digital in-game items. But let's take a look.
The
at
Void
video.
Saint Pegasus.
No, I
Calling it.
have to have that. Ah,
I'm still gonna run Grani, but I know that's so you.
I love
Arion.
Kael Fae.
And it's got white and blue on its tabard.
Because it's Paladin. Because healer's white and red.
Yeah, but you've been wearing white and blue.
I have it. Oh, look at you get a Pokemon
Death Scythe.
minion.
の
Oh,
得点マウントアイオ
And so the
look at the
first
min.
item that we'll have, the digital collector's edition, is the
You can get just the
Arion
digital.
mount. But in
Yes.
I think in
Yeah.
Japanese it's
Yeah.
Arayon.
ンアイオン
Arion.
In English
Arion.
it's Arion. In Japanese
Yeah.
it's Arayon.
アレイア
Arayon.
アレオンアレアレ
Arion.
Arion.
アリオン
It's
Arion.
the R's.
Arayon.
RY.
アレイオン
Aria.
あ日本語名はアレイオンだそうです
Tomato, tomato.
なるほどね
Popoto, popoto.
なるほどそれ一緒じゃねちょっと待ってポポ
Popoto?
ポポウトでしょ一緒じゃねえか
I love
すいませんす
Yoshi.
いません
Alright.
こちらが
Him and Koji have so much
日
fun
本
on
語
stage.
名マウントアレイオン
Alright, so the mount Arion.
さあで、それの他にですね、あちらミニオンポロムがついてきますね
In addition to the new mount, we'll also have the wind-up Parum minion.
あれパロムはっていうねパロム
Where's Palom?
どこ行ったんだよ
Where's Palom?
ね
Why
まあ
only
まあまあ
Palom?
とりあえず
Oh,
ポロム
well, anyway,
まあ
let's-
はいはいで、
Palom.
あと
Arom.
今回ね新たなこのジョブリーパーに合わせてですね
In one
その
game, she's
スペシャル
probably
なモデル
translated
が
as Palom.
デスサイズというのが
Yep.
付属されてまいり
And
ます
an in-game weapon for use with the new Reaper job, the Death Scythe.
もちろんね、
Alright,
実際ですね、Final
Definitely
Fantasy
using
XIV
that
の
as the
方はね
glam to go with my
ちょっと入れ
Skaven
たい
set.
武器かなとも思うんですけど、ちょっとそのままではあまりにもシンプルすぎるので、少し14にアレンジして、実装となります。
People who are familiar with Final Fantasy XI will remember the Death Scythe. We tried
Mhm.
to use a design that was close to that one, but because it was a little bit bland, we decided to glam it up for Final Fantasy XIV.
I hope they
では
poured over the
発展
Ragnarok
した装備
Scythe.
についてお伝えしましょう。
All right, now let's talk about the different kinds of packages that we have in addition to the collector's edition.
すいません、若干ですが、複雑です。ごめんなさい。
Okay, so this is going to be a little bit confusing, so I'm going to try to explain it here.
まず一番最初重要なポイント、ご注意していただきたいのが今回行月のフィナーレエンドウォーカーからダウンロード版しかございません。
Okay, so the first thing that we're going to talk about today, and this is the most important, is that starting with Endwalker, there will be no physical discs, digital download only.
パッケージ版がございませんので、ちょっとゲーム屋さん、ゲームショップとかに行っても売ってないので、
Oh, it would be stupid right now to make
And so,
this.
because
Yeah.
there is no package version, you cannot just go to a game shop and find the package version there.
実際ほとんどの方がですね、やっぱり MMORPG ということもあって、あとアーリーアクセスもありますんで、予約されてですね、ダウンロード版で購入される方が本当にもう 85% 以上でした、漆黒のヴィランズ。
So again, the reason this decision was made is because a lot of things came into factor. First off, this is an MMORPG. Also, because of the early access. The other thing is that we noticed with Shadowbringers that over 85% of our players purchased the digital download version.
というわけでデジタル版へフル移行します。
And so for that reason, we've decided to do away with physical discs and go solely with digital downloads for Endwalker.
ですので、ちょっとコレクターズエディションのさっきお伝えした
You're playing it
特別
online, why
想定
wouldn't
版
you
に
just
関
download
して
it?
プラットフォーム、プレイされてるプラットフォームごとにちょっと購入方法が違うので、それをご説明します。
So when talking about the collector's editions, then it's going to be a little bit different for players on different consoles and platforms.
まずは Windows 版、もしくは Mac 版でプレイしているという方、
I bet you
まず説
collector's
明してくだ
edition
さ
is
い。
PC
But
and
first off,
collector's
we're going to
box,
talk
maybe
about
console.
what players on the Windows and Mac version will need.
Windows 版、Mac 版で先ほどの特別想定の物理アイテムね、あれらも含めてさっきのデジタルインゲームアイテムもくっついた超豪華なやつ、あれが欲しいと思ったら一番上を買ってもらえれば大丈夫です。
So if you're using the Windows or Mac version and you want all the digital items and all the physical items and the game, we ask you to buy the Endwalker Collector's Edition, the one that we just brought out and the one you see at top here.
はい、一番上にあるやつ。あれには、ダウンロードコードも入ってるので、ゲーム本体の。なので、e ストアであれをポチッてしていただければ、もうそれで大丈夫です。
So, like I said, this contains the physical items, the digital items, and the Endwalker game code. So if you want this, that's what you're going to purchase on the e-store.
続いて、プレイステーション5とか、プレイステーション4とか、Steam で遊んでるよという方。
So next,
He
we're
included
going to talk about what players that are playing on the PlayStation 4 or 5 or on Steam will need to do.
Y'all, Steam, you have to have the
さっきの物
collector's.
理アイテムも全部欲しいし、インゲームアイテムももちろん欲しいよ。
So I want those physical items and I want those digital items.
そういう方はですね、スクリーンに映ってる上から2つ目にある、スライドの上から2つ目なんですけど、行月のフィナーレ特別想定コレクターズボックスってやつをまず買ってください。
So the first thing for you guys to do, if you want those physical items, you buy that second one, the Endwalker Collector's Box.
そうです。これ何かっていうと、リアルグッズだけのボックスです。
So basically, what is in this box are the physical items that you just saw. No game, no digital items, just the physical items.
なぜなら、すいません、プレイステーション、ストアでダウンロードコードを買っていただかなきゃいけないんですよ、パッケージは、ゲームは。僕らがね、売るわけにはいかないので。
So you may be asking, why did we do this? It all comes down to how players on the PlayStation and the players on Steam purchase their games. They have to purchase the code through the store.
そうなんですよ。そこにね、物理アイテムがくっついたものを販売するっていうのもちょっとできないので。
We cannot sell physical items with those codes when you purchase them from the PlayStation Store or Steam.
なので白い箱にグッズ全部詰めたファンボックスだけを売り出すので、ファンボックスを買って。
There's always a problem for people with the Steam version, even on PC, because they couldn't use the code that came in the collector's box.
And so, what you would need to do is you go to the PlayStation Store or Steam, you purchase either the digital collector's edition or the standard edition, and then if you want the physical items, go to the e-store to purchase the box, which will contain the physical
That
items.
is pretty cool too if you don't want the in-game items.
いや、待てよと、吉田、いろいろね、押してくるけど、いいんだと。俺は部屋もあんまり
Yeah,
広
but
く
I'm
ないし、
getting the digital
さっきの
collector's edition.
まあいいやと、
box.
とりあえず。
Yeah.
物理アイテムはいい。ただ俺はマウントアレイオンも
No,
含めた。
I'm getting the collector's edition. You're getting the digital collector's edition. And then our Steam friends are getting the box.
行月のフィナーレコレクターズエディションのゲームコードだ
If
け
they
買っ
want
てい
that.
ただければいいです。
But then, of course, there are going to be those people like, no, I don't need any of the physical goods. I don't have that big of a room. I don't have a place to put anything. I don't have
I'll
the
make
money,
room.
But I do want those in-game items. I do want that mount. So, what should I buy? For you, there's the digital collector's edition.
そうそう。まあシンプルでしょ、こうなってくるとね。で、いやいや、待てよ待てよ、吉田。まあ待ちたまえと。私はとりあえずプレイできればいいのですよという方はですね、ダウンロード版の一番下にありますファイナルファンタジー14行月のフィナーレの通常版を、ダウンロードしていただければプレイはもちろん可能です。
And of course, for those players that are like, no, I don't even need the digital items.
Correct.
I just want
That is
the
correct,
game.
Oz.
For you, we have this standard edition, which just includes the Endwalker game code.
まあみんなね、今日
So the digital
Because
collector's
you
off
would
of
you would
Steam.
go on Steam to buy the digital collector's edition.
Then you go to the Final Fantasy store and
I know
just
that
buy
if
the
you're here
collector's
today
box for the
watching
physical
this
items.
keynote, that you're probably going to want to get that collector's edition or the box. So,
まあ選択は自由ですからね。
but you have the right to choose. So, no pressure.
さあ、まあまあまあ、ちょっと、はい、宣伝は
No
終わりました
pressure,
まあ、数
people.
量限定ですので、ぜひですね、物理版の Windows Mac でプレイされている方、もうまとめて買っちゃうぞという方、e ストア、ぜひご検討ください。そして、Steam、PS4、PS5 でプレイされている方、物理アイテム欲しいぞという方は、さっきのね、ボックスをいち早く e ストアで予約してください。
And so, as I mentioned, and as here, the collector's edition and the collector's boxes are both limited runs. There are only a few of them, and so if you want those, you need to purchase them and pre-order them now.
Oh crap.
さて、続いては、予
Now.
約特典のお話に移りましょう。
But now we have to talk about the pre-order bonuses.
さあ、
Right?
皆さん、当然プレイするので、予約していただけますよね。
They're about ready to get
予約を
DDoS.
いただいた方に、予約特典をこれからご紹介したいと思います。
And so, those of you who want those bonuses, because you're going to want to play the game early, we have the pre-order bonuses.
ご予約
Infinite earring. Oh,
まあ
that's
ど
so
のバージョンでも
earring.
構いません。行月のフィナーレ、エンドウォーカーをご予約いただいた
The wind up
皆さん
Pelham.
には
There's
この
Porom
2つの
and
デジタル
Pelham.
アイテムをプレゼントさせていただきます。
And so, here are our pre-order in-game bonus items, which can be received with any of the versions that we just showed you: the collector's edition, the digital collector's edition, the standard edition. If you pre-order it, this is what you get.
こちらにですね、ミニオンパロムがいらっしゃいますね。
And here we have the other half of Palom and Porom, the Palom minion.
あれさっきパロム見ましたよね。
Porom was, yeah.
コレクターズエディションを予約すれば、
So if you get the digital, if you pre-order the digital collector's edition, you get
パロム
Porom
で
and
予約すればいざ
Palom.
はい
Okay.
兄弟揃いますね。汚ねえって書かれて
You're like, oh, you're gonna make us do that?
プロデューサーですからね。
That's
Earrings are
producer,
dangerous to
started
the
with
wallet, right?
ディレクターですか
Producer and director. Yeah.
ら。はい。だって予約しない人いないでしょう。
But we know that all of you are gonna pre-order it. Who doesn't pre-order it?
でもう一つ、アクセサリーメネフィナイヤリングは、前回漆黒のヴィランズでも、つけさせていただいたアイテムと同じでレベリングに非常に最適、自動的にパラメーターが変動するアイテムになってますので、レベリングに非常に最適なので、こちら手に入れてですね、プレイしていただけるといいかなと思います。
And the Memphina earring that you see here is similar to the earring that we gave out as a pre-order bonus for Shadowbringers. It will really help when you need to level.
Earrings for leveling.
そしてですね、もちろん、予約特典これだけではございません。ご予約いただいた
I think their minions are cute.
全員発売日より数日
Not
前
as
に
cute as the
プ
low
レイ
Brit.
可能となるアーリーアクセス券をつけさせていただきます。
And of course, pre-ordering is not just about items, but is also about that early access.
まあ、もうほとんどの光の戦士の皆さんにとってはここがむしろね。
Website's already saying zero
For
products
most of the
in.
Warriors of Light, it's not about the release date, it's about the early access release date.
ぜひですね、ご予約をい
They're
た
gonna
だ
have to
い
fix
て
that.、
アーリーアクセスから行月のフィナーレの世界に飛び込んでいただいて、世界の、今回ハイデリンゾディアーク編のラストを、見ていただければと。
Most of the minions are rather creepy,
You
though.
are dying to learn about the new story, the new jobs, the new
I think-
areas. Pre-order the game, get in early access, and find out before everyone else.
さてさて、新情報発表会、そしてこの基調講演と2度にわたってお伝えしてきた行月のフィナーレの情報ですが、まあ、あとは
Did we get it
ほぼほぼね、
Not there.
楽しみにお待ちいただくだけになってきたかなと。
Okay, so I've told you all I can during the announcement showcase that we had a few months ago, as well as at this keynote. And all that's left is to look forward to what's to come in Endwalker.
お、発売日はあれ社長来ないのって書いて
Alright, so, that's right, the release date. And so everybody's expecting the CEO to come out and say, "Hey, hold
おい
on."
まだかよみたいな。わかりましたわかりました。もうね社長がステージに登ってきてしまう前に僕からお伝えしよう
Okay,
かな。
so before he gets on the stage,
Oh,
I'm just going to tell you the release date.
before he gets on the
こちらです。
stage, I'm gonna do it.
And here we go.
Ataru!
まずは今回も吉田
Ataru!
明彦さんに、スペシャルなこう群像シリーズとして
Someone we don't know at the
行列の
top.
群像を書き上げていただきました。
So here you see the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, done by Akihiko Yoshida.
発売日はですね、まず
And
や
here,
った間に合った
2021. We did it. We made it in
間に合った
2021.
間に合ったよ2021年ね間に合った
Okay,
そして
2021. It's a month.
もう出していきましょうこちらです
November.
November.
Mm-hmm.
はい
23rd.
23rd.
はい2021年11月23日、発売となります
Why is it
So
disappointing?
End of the
official
year.
release date is November 23rd, 2021.
Why?
まあやっぱり普通のちょっとすいません
Oh.
これまでのね
You'll be able to
出して
play
きた
at some
拡張
point.
に比べる
Not
と
right when it
まあ
comes
年
out,
に一
maybe.
遍っていうタイミングからするとまあ
That's what
コロナの
EA
影
is
響もあっ
for.
て数ヶ月ずれたとはいえちょっと遅いかなとは僕も思います
Need sleep.
So you see this
Get
date
your
here.
early
Fire.
access.
A lot of our players who have experienced the expansions up until now, we usually are pretty good about getting them out every 2 years. This one is out a little bit late. There are a lot of reasons, including the coronavirus. We tried as hard as we could.
ただですねまあどちらかというとですねあまりにも今回ボリュームがでかいが
Gonna
ために
coincide
まあ
with
でもその分ちゃんと調整
Ashes.
もして最高の状態でお届けしようと思ってますまあこれでも我々すっごいギリギリではあるんですけどなんとかここに間に合わせるべく全力で当たっていきたいと思います
But this time we also have so much content that we want to bring you. So much story, so many new areas, so many new stories. And so we want to have this be perfect when we release it to you. So we're spending as much time as we can on it and working right up to the deadline in creating this new expansion.
ちなみにちょっとコージに聞きたいんですがさ
So you want to ask me something? Okay.
僕は11月って秋だと思うんだよ
So you believe
うん
that November is fall.
Yes
Yeah?
Late fall
Late, very late,
Late うん
very late fall.
コージ
It's
はどう
almost
思う
yeah. One more month and it'll be
Technically, fall. Maybe. Yeah. Okay.
11月雪降んないんだよな
I mean, it doesn't snow here yet in Tokyo in November, so I guess that's fall.
いやここね難しいんですよ迷ってお伝えするときに仮に最初にバーンって発表するときにウィンターって書いたらすごい遅いイメージがあるでしょなんかこう
So when deciding how to first announce this back in the announcement showcase, if you put out winter, then it just makes it feel like it's so far away.
まあ11月23日はね北海道だとねあれなんですよニセコとかしか降ってないですよねまだね
So even when you think of the November 23rd, I mean even then, even in like the northern parts of Japan, it's still there's not many places that are snowing, so that means it's fall, right?
でもあれかいアメリカとかだとやっぱり11月っていうともう冬ですか
I mean, it depends. Some places further up north may consider November more part of winter than other places do, but
じゃああれだね次から発表するときはフォールアバウトウィンターみたいなさ
so next time, rather than saying fall 2000 whatever, we'll say around fall winter-ish 2000.
すごい曖昧
Make it even more vague. Yes, that will solve all our problems.
ごめんなさい頑張るのでぜひご容赦ください僕からしてもねもう1ヶ月ぐらい早く出したいなとは思ってたんですけど開発チーム本当にギリギリのギリギリまでクオリティ詰めて最高の物語お届けしますのでぜひ
It's only about a month.
13日の発売
I
を
said.
楽しみにお待ちいただければと思います明日の PLL でも言いますけどそこまでねイベントぎっしりでお届けしますのでよろしくお願いします
So again, once again, I apologize. Really wanted to get this out as early as
Probably.
possible.
We can't
hopefully,
see it yet.
hoping to get it out maybe in October. But again, the development team is working so hard on creating such a great experience for you guys. We wanted to give them as much time as we could to create something that was really great, and that's why we decided on the November 23rd date. We have more information about that tomorrow in the letter from the producer live, so please look forward to it.
さてさて
All right. So
終わっ
that's
たわ終わっ
that's it.
た
No, 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 no. You didn't finish. There's one more thing.
まだある
One more thing. One more thing.
あ耳あ耳かあ確かにな
Can't forget that.
社長が来る前にやらなきゃいけないことがあるんだった
So yeah, one more thing before the CEO arrives.
じゃあもう一個ちょっと動画があるのでご覧いただ
We
こう
have
か
a
な
video, so please check it out.
Is that a male bunny?
Yes, it is. I was hoping they were gonna fix the ears.
No. No, Coffee. You do not need a male bunny. That is a male bunny. If Meyer's still listening, he'll be able to wear the Amric armor
And be a bunny.
and be a bunny. Notice they're still using that hairstyle as a quote helmet.
Yeah. I don't know. They get the male bunny. They may be at the female Rothgar, but don't hold your breath. Well,
はい、
wasn't
まあ、見て
expecting
いただ
that.
いた通
Oh.
り、まあ僕としてはですね前回
Look,
僕のヴィラン
that's
で
the
ビエラ
oh,
先生
that
ね
spear looks like the
ロス
katana
ガル
Revel
に
lance.
実装することでファイナルファンタジー14としてはね新種族の追加はまああれで終わりにする本当につもりでいました。
So, as I stated many times, that after the release of Shadowbringers and the release of the female Vera and the male Hrothgar, that we were not going to be releasing any more playable races, playable characters.
ただまあしかしですね、まあ、やっぱり世界中から熱望の声を
And
い
that's
た
why I
だい
wasn't
た
expecting it.
ことと、まあ、何よりグラフィックスチームが
But now you're gonna have those women that want to play
ここまでな
Rothgar
のであれば
hollering.
なんとかしていきましょうというふうに総力を挙
Or
げて
guys, for that
実
matter.
践してくれたので、今回男性、ビエラがプレイヤー種族として実装できることになりました。
However, because all of you asked so earnestly from around the world, and more importantly, because the graphics team worked extremely hard to make it happen, we've done it again and released the male playable Vera.
まあ、もちろんですね、ロスガルの
It's like
女性について
Mancote
も
was 2.0.
検討はしてるんですが、すいません、今回はこれが
A
精一
female
杯
row.
でした。ただですね、ロスガルについてもここまで来れば、必ずやっていこうという決意でいますので、ちょっと時期はずれるとは思いますが、ぜひそちらについてもですね、そこだけ対応しないみた
I
い
wanna
な
play a
ことが
Loprit.
ないようにしていこうと思ってます。
Of course, we did consider adding a female Hrothgar as well, but again, we had our hands full with doing the male Vera as well as the game. However, that said, we do plan to find an opportunity to add them in the future. We
Nice.
will be bringing the female Hrothgar. It will not come at the same time as the male Vera at 6.0, but it is coming.
もう
There
ね、
you
ここま
go.
で来たらね、
We have to do it.
Cool.
They had to balance the
はい、
scales.
まあちょっとね、それに合わせるまでもう一拡張を待つっていう判断もまああったのかもしれないんですけど、まあそれはそれでまたちょっとね、
I know a lot of people are going to be happy about
10時
that.
でもいいから行こうと
Now if
い
they
う
can
決
just
断
fix
を
their
させ
hat
ていただき
issue.
ました。
I mean, there was the the option for us to wait until both were finished before releasing both of them at the same time, but we decided instead to release them one at a time as they were finished.
さあ、そのビエラ男性のね細かい設定などはまた別の機会でお伝えしていこうと思いますのでご承知おきください。
As for the lore and the story and other details about the male Vira, we will be revealing those later.
さあでは
They're gonna lure it out.
突然動画が流れたんでよく見てなかったって方もいらっしゃると思うのでもう一回、ビエラ男性の動画を流そうと思います。
All right, and so we realize all of that was quite sudden, so let's give you another opportunity to get a first look at the new playable male Vira.
To me, they almost look smaller than the female.
Could be.
But seeing as they don't reveal gender until puberty.
Yeah. But you really won't know till you see them together.
True. They could have also had that first one a very small slider.
That one gives off the ASEAN vibes. I remember his name. Why my brain?
Which one?
The one with the darker hair. This one. No, not that one. Well, maybe that one. We'll see in a minute. That one.
Yeah, he's kind of got. I can see it.
They did a lot of work for this.
All because the community cried out for it. It shows dedication to its players.
All right, thank you very much.
ではですね実は本当にもう次の情報で、この基調講演ラストにしたいと思うんですがもう一つ
It'll be nice though
皆
to
さんに
see some
お知ら
male
せがございます
bunnies.
And we actually have one more important
Uh-oh.
announcement before we bring a close to the keynote.
ファイナルファンタジー14は200以上の国や地域の皆さんに愛されそして多くの声援をいただいてここまで大きく本当に成長させていただくことができました。
So Final Fantasy XIV has come this far because of the love and support of players from across the globe. Currently, we have players in over 200 countries, from over 200 countries playing Final Fantasy XIV.
しかしですねいまだにちょっと一部の地域では、これまで用意してきたデータセンターの、効力が薄くてですね、厳しいレイテンシーの環境下で遊んでいただいている場所もあります。
However, some regions are not well served by our current data centers.
They're adding more data
players there
centers.
suffer from poor latency.
ファイナルファンタジー14という
And that's why they want to
プロジ
do
ェクト
data
が
centers.
6.0 以
travel.
降も引き続き成長していく拡大していく、より大きなもちろん投資をしていくということの、表れとしてもですねここで、皆さんに新たなデータセンターの開設をお伝えさせていただきたいと思います。
But we want Final Fantasy XIV to continue to grow even after 6.0, and we're committed to that growth, and we're committed to investing in that growth, which is why we would like to tell you about our new data center.
Yep.
これまで
One
何
data
年に
center.
もわたって
Yeah, but that's still huge. Data centers are huge.
It also depends where they place it.
なんとかオセアニアに DC を作ってくれないかというリクエストをですねプレイヤーの
Wonder
皆
if
さん
it's
から
gonna
も
be
メディアの
oceanic.
皆さんからも非常に強くリクエスト
That
を
would
受
be
けま
good.
した。
So we've had Warriors of Light from the Oceania region for many, many years asking for a data center of their own, from players to the media.
現在ですね数万人以上オセアニア地域で14を、アクティブにプレイ
Like
して
I
いただいた方
predicted
いら
that or
っしゃるんです
something.
が実際にはその彼らがお住まいの地域というのがですね同じにもかかわらずこの今存在する3つのデータセンターどこにつないでもレイテンシーが
I
あ
can't
まり良く
imagine
な
he
く
would
しかも
though,
差がない
because
っていう状態になってます
Oceania has had such a problem.
Currently, we have thousands and thousands of Warriors of Light in the Oceania area that have stuck with this all this time despite being split up between the NA and JP data servers, despite there being poor latency for them, as well as not really a difference between the servers.
結果的にですね、ヨーロッパ DC で遊ぶオセアニアのプレイヤー、それから日本のデータセンター
Probably
で
free
遊ぶ
world
オセアニアの
transfers
プレ
for
イヤー、
them.
Yeah.
そして
But
NA
the
のデータ
data
センター
center
で遊ぶ
transfer will allow them to
プレイヤ
visit
ーと
the
いう
friends
形
they
で
made.
みんなね、
Yep.
バラバラになってしまってます。
That's why they're so
And
big.
so we have a community of Oceania users
Right.
that have been split up. Some of them using data centers in this data center in Europe, some of them using the data center in North America, and some even in Japan.
僕らとしてはやっぱり世界中一人でも多くの方にプレイしていただきたいですし、世界中のね、こうやって応援してくださるプレイヤーの皆さんにやっぱり快適なレテシをお届けしたい。そしてより一層一番大事なのはその地域のコミュニティが一つになれることだと思います。ですので今回新たな DC をお届けしたいと思います。
So in order to provide service with less latency and also foster a sense of community for those dedicated players, so they don't have to be split up and they can have their own community, we're adding a new data center for them.
それがこちらになります。オセアニア DC を、今回設立いたします。
And we are creating a new data center in Oceania.
Nice.
まあね、もちろんですけど、物理なので数億円以上規模のね、投資にはなるんですけど、かねてから長期計画に基づいて、これらの準備を進めてまいりました。
For us, this is a massive undertaking and a multi-million-dollar investment.
Oh
We
yeah,
believe that is necessary.
especially during a silicon
た
shortage.
だですね、申し訳ありません。どうしてもここに来て、
Data centers
コ
are
ロナ禍
not
によって
small.
僕らのエンジニアスタッフが、オセアニア地域ちょっと行くことができないという状態が発生してます。
This plan has actually been in the works for a while. Unfortunately, the coronavirus pandemic has restricted travel and made it so that our server engineers can't actually go to physically see the servers.
ただですね、もともとのスケジュールでは 6.0 より前にこのオセアニア DC をオープンして、プレイヤーの皆さんに無料のワールド移転を使って移動していただいて 6.0 を迎えていただくというのが、すいません、当初のスケジュールでした。
So our original schedule was that we would have this data center ready before 6.0, allowing players to use the free world transfer to get to a new data center before 6.0 is released.
ただですね、今なんとか全てリモートワークで現地の、その現地にいらっしゃる、オセアニアのスタッフの方にですね、リモートで指示をしながら、日本にいながらデータセンターを物理で構築するっていうことを今やってます。
However, because again of the coronavirus pandemic, our schedule has been pushed back. Our engineers haven't been able to actually go and see those servers. However, what we've been doing is we've been doing this remotely. We have hooked up with meetings with the people actually there at the server centers, and we have been physically constructing this via digital.
そのためですね、2ヶ月から3ヶ月の当初スケジュールよりズレができていて、6.0 はちょっと間に合いそうもないんですが、6.1 までにはこのデータセンターお届けできる予定です。
And so this has unfortunately added about 2 to 3 months to our original schedule, but hopefully we hoping to have the data center open by 6.1.
ですので、ぜひ、
That's cool.
オセアニアにお住まいの皆さんはですね、環境のいいデータセンターへ移住できるタイミングがもう確定しているということでですね、それを楽しみに待ちながら、行月のフィナーレプレイしていただきたいですし、
glad they added one.
でね、ちょっとプレイを中断している方もですね、ぜひ、
Gonna take a little strain off of ours.
大変嬉しく思い
Might
ます。
lose a
Japan.
member.
Right, and while you might have
Not
to
that we
lose a
get
bit,
to see them
we
often.
hope that all of our players in the
Ooh.
Oceania region
Yo.
will enjoy Endwalker, and
Ooh.
then when we have the data center
Yo.
ready, be able to make
BYO.
that move.
They're in Australia.
さあ、そしてちょっとね、持ってきたんですけど、これね、オセアニアデータセンターの物理的に今構築しているサーバールームの
Yeah,
写真です。
Here
huge.
we
That's
have a
like half
picture
a
of the
hallway.
actual server room in the Oceania data center.
これ見てもわかんないとは思うんですけ
You
ど
look
ね。
at this like, wait, what is this?
でもね、これね、
Oh,
サーバーエンジニアが見ると、
Blade
あ
servers.
のブレードの形はゾーンサーバーだなとかいうのがね、わかるらしいです。
So basically, but server engineers, if anyone out there is a server engineer, they're going to be able to look at this like, oh, okay, those are the zone servers right there, I think.
Well, seeing as that's region F, there's at least 6 rows.
絶賛構築中ですので、ぜひ楽しみにお待ちください。
However, for security reasons, we can't show you any more than this, but we just like to show you that we are currently in the process of building this, and it should be ready very soon.
さて、ハイデリンゾディアーク編のね、ラストへ突っ走るというふうに今日お伝えしてきました。14はまだまだ発展と飛躍をしていきます。それを今日また改めてお約束させていただきます。
All right, so even as we race toward the conclusion of the Hydaelyn and Zodiac tale, remember what you've seen here today and know that there is much more yet to come for Final Fantasy XIV.
その物語の大きなくくり、第1章完結、それを、迎える行月のフィナーレのリリース日は改めまして2021年11月23日になります。
And that conclusion of the Zodiac tale will be revealed and the release of Endwalker on November 23rd, 2021.
そしてご予約をいただいた方に、特典として付与されるアーリーアクセス、そしてアーリーアクセス開始の日付は、2021年11月19日となります。
Of course, though, if you pre-order, you will get to learn all
November
the details
19th.
4 days earlier on November 19th.
はい、ぜひですね、
depends on
楽し
when
みにお待ちいただけたらと思います。
And so,
when
please
Thanksgiving is
look
now.
forward to these 2 dates.
さあ、これで、僕の基調講演は終わりになります。いや、もう工事、本当お疲れ様。
It's been a long 2 hours. We
There you
just
go.
did it. Just 2 hours. It's good timing.
いやー、まあでもね、これ、ファンフェス、まだね、始まったばっかりですからね、これがオープニングみたいなもん
And
で
you
す
just
から
gotta get
And this is just
to the end of it-
opening of a
to the end of
2-day
Shadowbringers.
conference filled with great events.
まあまあ、これからね、楽しいイベント、盛りだくさんの2日間にしていこうと思います。
We have a lot of fun, exciting stuff in store for you over the next 2 days.
さあ、では、ここから一緒にファンフェスを楽しんでいくにあたってですね、まずはこの方をお呼びしたいと思います。株式会社スクエアエニックス代表
And don't skip
取締
story.
役社長松田洋介です。どうぞ。
But before we can really begin, let's call to the stage the most important person here, Square Enix President and CEO, Yosuke Matsuda.
Yeah, Matsuda-san.
Matsuda-san.
Of course he'd get that kind of entrance.
He gets a cool entrance every time, unless he sneaks on.
Where is it gonna pop up?
Yeah, right. Right in the middle.
I'm almost certain that that's his personal secretary.
He's the one who speaks for him, yeah.
Mm-hmm. He comes out in his suit and she's wearing sneakers.
では松田社長、ぜひ世界中の光の戦士の皆さん、
Well, she has to run and get his coffee and stuff.
ご挨拶をお願いします。
So let's have a
OG's got
message for all of our fans watching today from the CEO.
はい、皆さん、こんにちは。スクエアエニックスの松田です。
Hello everyone, this is Yosuke Matsuda from Square Enix.
今日はファイナルファンタジー14デジタルファンフェスティバル2021をご覧いただきありがとうございます。
Thank you all for tuning in to FF14 Digital Fan Fest 2021 today.
前回のファンフェスティバル、確か2019年ですかね。それ以来、計画を世界中のね、都市の皆さん回って、ファンの皆様と交流するということを計画していたようですけれども、今回残念ながらコロナということで、こういったデジタルの開催ということにさせていただきました。
So since the last Fan Fest, I believe, was in 2019, we've been trying to plan something to see all of you. But with this pandemic situation, with the pandemic, we have decided to go digital.
こういう形でですね、直接皆様とですね、お会いできればよかったんですけれども、一方でまたこういったデジタルの新しい形でのですね、ファンフェスティバルと いうことで、今回いろいろ素晴らしい企画をですね、皆様方のために用意させていただいております。
So while it would have been great to see you all here with us today, this new way of holding an event, this digital fan fest, is also an amazing way to hold this event.
ファイナルファンタジー14、10年以上にわたる長きにわたって皆様方に支えられて、プレイヤーの皆様方に支えられてここまでやってこれました。
We have managed to continue Final Fantasy XIV for over 10 years now, all thanks to your support.
改めまして社を代表いたしまして世界中のプレイヤーの皆様にお礼を申し上げたいと思います。ありがとうございます。
Once again, I'd like to show my gratitude. I would like to say thank you to all of you for all the support all these years.
今日の新しい形でのこのファンフェスティバルを皆様最後までごゆっくりお楽しみください。ありがとうございました。
So please enjoy today this new form of FanFest, this digital FanFest 2021. Thank you very much.
はい、社長ありがとうございました。
Thank you very much.
それではこの
I
ま
like the
ま、
clapping.
ファンフェスティバルの Day1 オープニングへ入っていこうと思います。
So now we'd like to continue on to the opening ceremony.
では開発チーム運営チームからも、ゲストが来ておりますので皆さんぜひ、登場してください。
So let's call in our special guests from the development team.
I think they're just flowing right in.
All right. Well, unfortunately, we're not going to be able to keep flowing on like this all night. So thank you, everyone, for watching our reaction to the Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker keynote. Hope to see you all soon. And if you liked our content, check us out on twitch.tv/Kael_and_Fae. See you all soon.